All right, now. The devil is a liar, man. The haterade is real today, but it's all good because I am here one way or another. So I hope everybody's doing good. I literally haven't been home until like this stream started. I just got back home. And then I was trying to get my stream to start and it would not start for like just randomly just wouldn't start. So I don't even know what that's all about. I guess it was a Twitch thing because when I was trying to go live from my Streamlabs software and it wasn't working. So then when I went live from StreamYard, it was working for YouTube, but then Twitch was like saying that it might not be working or Twitch was having a connection issue, I guess. So it's all good. I made it. I don't really know how long I want to work right now, but work must be done. I just wanted to, get here, make sure I did my stream. I was sitting, okay, so this morning I got up, went to church, then I was like, oh, I need to run some errands. So I was doing that. Then I ended up taking my mom to work and I had to pick her up. And she gets off at 11 and she works like 35 minutes away. So when when I was sitting there around 9, I was like, huh, because I went and ran the errands I needed to do like out by where she works. So I was like, I'm not gonna drive back home because I have to literally stop, turn around, and drive all the way back. But I wasn't really thinking about the stream part because I could have got a stream in earlier, at least a short one. Um, so yeah, I was sitting there. I just decided to wait at her job. I got there around 9 or so, I want to say. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to stream. Mind you, it's still early in this for me. So sometimes I have a hard time adjusting to a new schedule until it becomes like a habit. So I literally never stream on Sundays, right? I haven't streamed on Sundays. This is what my second Sunday stream this year, but this is like my second Sunday stream and I don't even know if I streamed on Sundays at all last year. So anyways, I wasn't thinking about that and I was like, "Oh, I'm supposed to stream." And then I considered cuz my mom works at a hospital. So I was the only person in the lobby. I did consider streaming from the lobby and I was like, that's probably going to not work. So I was like, let me figure out if that's gonna work. I was like, no, it'll be fine. She gets off at 11 and then it takes like 33 minutes to get home. And I did technically get home like about 11:50-ish. Maybe it was like 11:50. Then I had to get the stuff out the car, get the baby out the car. Um and then like 5 minutes until midnight, I was like, "Okay, cool. Go live." And I was just like, "Nope." I'm like, "Go live." And it's like, "Nope." And then I was like, "Go live again." And I was like, "Nope." So by this point, I'm like, it's like 11:59. I'm like, "That's so okay." It's all good though because it is what is today? Day 14. So I don't care. Um, Gotta do what I gotta do. But was a little childish, I can't lie, because I'm like, I was trying to make sure the live stream started before 12, but at the end of the day, I am here, so um, I'm gonna be doing this for a little bit. So since that's the case, we gotta do what we gotta do with it. Um, who's that? Okay. So anyway, all things considered, though, I'm feeling good. I'm not gonna stay up all night though. Who's counting besides all of us? Besides literally the whole internet? I don't know. um, it's more so just if I don't skip a day. I won't feel right if I miss a day because it's like 365 days of cold is like a 2024 challenge, right? So the time I actually miss a day, well, technically three we have 366 days, but like I don't think it's a good idea to be like, oh, let me I gotta skip a day. If Duolingo gives out streak freezes, so can you. No, it's not about the streak freeze. The big thing is about getting the 365 into 2024. Now, technically though, we have 366 days this year. So I only have one one day that I could possibly miss in order to still have 365 days inside of this year. So, yeah. So I'm like I'm not skipping a day. Obviously, yes, I could be like, "Oh, I did it's 365 days. It doesn't have to be a calendar year. But for me, in a little bit of an OCD-ness, it gotta fit. So that's where I am right now. But all things considered, hey, I'm here. How is it going? Elliot, why you still up, man? Wait, first of all, why is my notification still on here? You know why? Because the struggle is real. Um, okay, Elliot, also look, I tried to add you on Duolingo from that link, and you know how sometimes like the links that they be giving you in mobile apps just get sent you in an infinite loop that doesn't actually do anything. So I literally was trying to add you, and it wasn't. It was like it, even though I already have the app downloaded, it would send me to the browser, which sends me to the app store. And then once I get to the app store, it's like open app. And then by that point, it has lost track of the the invitation. So I'll probably just need to end up getting your screen name, username, whatever, something like whatever Duolingo has. I think mine might be MetaDev Girl. I don't know. But yeah, all things considered, it's good. It's cold AF outside. Like, oh my God. Why do we live in such a cold place? I don't know. Um, it's super cold today. Oh shoot, I didn't even see what the response was because you posted that freaking picture on the lake with the sun beaming and of coffee and looking like pumpkin spice latte vibes, and I'm like, yeah, it's real winter over here right now. Like, and the messed up part is it ain't been winter all winter. It literally was just 40 degrees like 2 days ago. And then that storm blew through, and it wasn't really the storm. It was once the storm came through, the temperature dropped like that, like the whole bottom fell out of the temperature. That's the bottom fell out of the thermometer. Like, what the heck? And that's the only way that Detroit weather works. Detroit weather is like it's giving, here today, gone tomorrow, like to flip the switch. It's an on off type of situation. So it's like it's gonna be literally spring one day and winter the next. It's never like gradual. So it should have been snowing like since October. Honestly, it should have been snowing, but it has not been snowing. We had before the storm that happened on the weekend. We had maybe twice it snowed, like where the snow stuck, and both times that the snow stuck, it was like 38 40 degrees. So the snow melted the same day that it happened. And then now the snow came in, and then the deep freeze. So when I woke up this morning, it was like, what was it, like 20 degrees or something? It was it was 5 degrees actually. This when we were getting ready to leave for church. It was 5 degrees. But we don't look at temperature. We look at wind chill. So the wind chill made it feel like it was negative 15. It was 52. Man. See? Yeah, I already have the app. I already have Duolingo. But yeah, so when I was trying to use that link to add you, it really was confusing itself. I'm not convinced that it would have even worked even if I didn't have the app because I don't know if they figured that out. It's like you click that link from the phone anyway, you click that link and then it takes you to the browser instead of taking you straight to the app, or it takes you to the app store. At either way, you end up getting directed to the app store, and then once you can open the app from there, by that point it doesn't have any reference to the invitation. So yeah, I'm about to turn the heat up because it's not cold, but it is. Their deep links are poo. Yeah, pretty much. This same little music link is gonna go over and over and over again. Because this is the only music I can. It's the only music we can listen to right now. Tomorrow, I will get my black hole set up so that I can route audio on my MacBook. Wait. Oh, okay. So once I can route audio on my MacBook, then we can actually listen to something off the desktop. Who we talk about the struggle, and then I think I'm in the wrong category on Twitch. On top of that, yes, I am. So that's even more annoying. How do I fix this? I can tell that I'm being worked on right now. You know what I mean? Like, I consider myself to be rather resilient and flexible. Go, roll with the punches. I won't say go with the flow. I'm more of a roll with the punches because going with the flow is how you be off on a tangent doing who knows what. 365 days of code. Okay. And fix my category software. But yeah, I need to go turn the heat up because I'm not enjoying what I'm experiencing right now, which is a cool breeze across my thighs. Even though I got on blue jeans. It's not cold in here, but it's just like, nah, I want to heat up a little bit more. Because I have like all windows in front of me, this wall in front of me. Let viewers know. Done. Okay, now we in our right category, I think. Okay, so the next thing I was doing, I was sending you. Let me see. I think it's MetaDev Girl, honestly. I think it's so hilarious how Duolingo now has like the characters and they be having attitudes and stuff and they be talking mess to you. Like, I think that is so funny. Okay, I open this and now I have to do this lesson. Ichi is one. Ni. That's ni. 3 is san. Mitsu sushi. Mitsu is rice. No, Gohan is rice. Mitsu is water. Yeah, water sushi. Ocha Mitsu. Ocha is green tea. Mitsu is water. Sushi Gohan. The sushi. That's Gohan. Sushi. Ocha. All right. I opened it from a notification and literally immediately got through into a lesson. Okay, I can probably find you then. Yeah, we're both doing Japanese. I've just fallen off tremendously, and then I came back for a little while, like maybe a month ago, and then I fell back off again. So that's why when you said that, you're like, "Oh, I got a 1,000-day streak or something like that." I'm like, "Dang, that's crazy." But because the thing is, I have added people who also were doing Japanese, but they just as inconsistent as me on here. So that wasn't like really helpful. But yeah, when you said what your streak was, I was like, okay, that's why I need to add you, because you really be on here. Sorry, I gotta finish up my lesson and then no thanks. Okay, now I'm done with my lesson. But I think it's hilarious how the characters really be getting an attitude with you now. And then like it'll be like, oh, so and so said that you that they're upset because you haven't come to the app, or like the Duolingo, like the notification will have like the Duolingo bird, and he got like an attitude. He was frowning at me because I didn't do my lesson. I'm like, dang, my bad. I like the like, I don't know what to call her. I like the one girl who just like very emotionless, and she like super like I'm in my dissociated teen phase. I like her. She be cracking me up. Okay, now go to profile. Oh, it's just my first name. Wait, I'm gonna add you actually. Let's do this. Elliot _ Oh my god, I need to do my avatar because this is funny. Do your avatar got a do-rag on? What is this? The emo girl, yeah, but I was like, I don't know if I want to call her emo. She gives more Daria vibes to me, and it's more like super sarcastic, more so than like emo. Because I feel like emo is like a very particular, like, I don't know. You know what I mean, though. Of course. Okay, let me do my avatar. Hold on. My square brick face. We can't. No, I'm not saying we can't say emo. I'm saying it's like I want to call her emo, but she not really emo. You know what I mean? Like cause like Daria, you watch Daria. Emo is like a real like emotional, dark, like hair cross. She gives more just like I like, she gives more like I just can't with you. Emo to me is like very overly emotional, actually. She like the girl from Danny Phantom. I didn't watch Danny Phantom like that enough to place her. But Daria, she gives me hardcore Daria. And Daria wasn't emo. Daria was just, how would you describe Daria? She was just super sarcastic and dry and just didn't understand why the world was like trash. She was counterculture, I guess. You know what I mean? We getting into I'm not gonna say I'm getting into a whole philosophical discussion about a character, avatar. Hold on. Okay, I'm making my avatar because the fact that you got a do-rag is really making me want to have my avatar done. Then I'm hungry. I had some pizza. I didn't take the pizza when I left because I couldn't carry the baby and the pizza. Then my mom came she came out right after me, but she was like, "Oh, I didn't even go back over there because I saw you were outside already." I'm like, I couldn't carry the baby and the pizza. So I wish I would have had that, but it's okay. Oh shoot. Well, I guess it should be fine until I'm done streaming. I got like a whole I got a gang of snacks back there that needs to go in the refrigerator, but they were outside in the freezing cold, so I think they're fine. They'll last. I just won't be on here for like 3 hours. How do I Okay, I done went into character creation mode. Like, let's just make something and move on. I this one right here. This stupid grin. Main hair color has to be pink, please, and thank you. Oh, I don't got no hair yet though. One little baby hair. These hairstyles are so cute. OMG. Am I supposed to pick this one? I don't like that hairstyle though. I want some puffs. Give me some puffs. I want her hairstyle actually. What's this? No. Okay, they got a lot of hair options, but I wish they had more. Because I don't really have good I don't have really any locks options, like, if I'm being honest. So I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna take my other go-to hairstyle. That's better. No glasses. Why do they say main hair color? Like as if I can do a secondary hair color? All right, so this didn't come out as interesting as I was hoping it would. This do-rag is really stressing me out. I cannot take this do-rag at all whatsoever. Am I getting on your nerves with this AI music in the background? Oh my gosh. Okay, I have an avatar now. She's not as cool as the one with the do-rag, okay? See, I feel like yours actually looks like you and mine is struggling to look like me. 407-day streak. Got you. Okay. 6 top 3 finishes. All right. So yeah, see, that's what I need. I need somebody that actually gets on here and does stuff. Okay, so Duolingo, I did my Duolingo. I feel 6 years ago today or yesterday, we did our Detroit Black Tech photo shoot. Who in the actual who? Why are they at Belle Isle? What is this? What is wrong with these people? Freaking Detroiters. Oh, because of the dang on Lions. Oh my God. Detroiters about to be getting on y'all nerves, by the way. I think the Lions won their game tonight. Division title, I think. Hold on, let me look this up. This is important. Okay, so my pastor is not from Detroit. Oh, they won by 1 point. And yes, and against not Stratford. His name is Matthew Stafford. The thing about it is, yes, I know. I'm a Detroiter. So, as I was saying, Matthew Stratford. Yes, Matthew Stafford actually, first of all, don't I'm not gonna hate on Matthew Stafford. I love Matthew Stafford. That was my quarterback. Also he got traded. That man almost gave up his whole career in Detroit. Like, he's a quarterback. It was only so long he was gonna be able to be a lead quarterback. Let's be real. And he got his ring, which was well deserved, the year that he got traded. Right after he got traded, he got his ring with his new team. So, but he was like, because I was literally just really like refreshing on this. He had to be what, 32, 33 when he got his ring. Like, he was pushing it, like hanging as long as he did with the Lions. He was one of the only like really good players that we had that didn't leave us. And I'm pretty sure that his leaving was based on the Lions, not necessarily, like he was just like, oh, I'm out. But all things considered, though, yes. I love Matthew Stafford. Calvin Johnson was definitely Megatron. I miss Calvin Johnson. And then my favorite player back in the day was Javi Best, but then he got injured and that was a wrap on that. Megatron was like well loved. And yeah, we had good players over the years, but like the team was just like no. So anyways, my pastor is from Texas. So he was like, oh, he basically said like, oh, he came up to me after church and he was asking, he was just talking to me or whatever, and then he was like, oh, the Lions today, it's the Lions game today. I was like, yeah. He was like, are you watching the game? I'm like, no. He was like, it's the big game though, you gotta watch it. I said, I'm emotionally scarred, so I'm just gonna wait for the news, and he was like, okay, I understand. Because I'm like, bro, do you know how many times we got so close to something? The Lions became notorious for getting so close to something. So that was the thing. I'm like, I can't watch it. I can't, because I feel like I might even jinx it. If I ain't watched the game all season, I've been just my sister keeps me well informed on every single update. Sometimes she be messaging me during the games. I'm like, okay. So I'm like, I know I'm gonna know what happens. But no, I just signed on my Facebook and somebody we went to school with in college talk about some we at Belle Isle 1 hour ago. No, what the oh my God. They get on my nerves. And I know he wasn't making that up. And do you know how cold it is outside? Why did the fact that they had to play today, they played at home today, it's so cold. Like, it's literally the coldest day that it's been all winter. This is so random, but I do appreciate it. 16 years ago was the 0-16 season. Them Cowboys. But yeah, am I a Pistons fan? I mean, I personally don't think that I'm really allowed to not be any type of Detroit sport fan. Like, I'm very loyal in my city, but The Pistons ain't been the same since I was in high school. You know, we had the dream team back then. I won't say technical dream team because I think that's like really somebody's title or some group's title. But let's see who we had back then. We had Chauncey Billups. Bring my memory back to me. We had who had the face mask? Ben Wallace. That's messed up. That's messed up. Ben Wallace was your favorite? Okay. We had Chauncey. Hold on. We had Chauncey. He a basketball coach now? Look at him looking old. You know you getting old when like the people who you like the professions that used to be older than you are like way younger than you. You know what I mean? Like when Chauncey Billups, Ben Wallace, because I just want to remember the names for myself. Who was the dude that wore the face mask? He always wore that clear plastic face shell. Rip Hamilton. Yeah, that's Rip Hamilton. His name is Richard, but you know, they call him Rip. Rip Hamilton, Chauncey Billups, Ben Wallace, and who was the other two that played with them at the time? Tayshaun Prince. Oh my God. Take me back. Back in the day, man. It was so good. They was so good. Did I say Rasheed Wallace? I don't think I did. Rasheed with the headband. I'm looking this up right now. So yeah, but I stopped watching NBA when it was like once it became super normal to just have like all these high scoring games and it was just like foul after foul after foul. I was just like, no, y'all doing too much. Yeah. But yes, I mean, I can't not be a Pistons fan. I can't not be a Red Wings fan. I can't not be a Lions fan, even though all my life the Lions ain't never been able to hold on to nothing. So I'm very happy about this season. And then I don't know what's gonna happen next year, but now people gonna get super hyped because season tickets don't went up after this. And then we gonna get the this year is 24. I think we get the Super Bowl next year, I think. Is it next year? Because we got the countdown clock downtown and everything. I think it's Super Bowl 2025. Pretty sure. Yeah, wait. No, it's not 2025. Let me see this. These are the dates right here. What? Oh no, I think we're getting the draft actually. I don't know why I was thinking that. It's the draft. NFL draft. Oh, that logo is kind of sweet. Okay, y'all taking me down the rabbit hole. I think I took myself down this rabbit hole because I'm the one that brought it up. Jerome Bettis. Okay. For his hometown. I remember the Super Bowl in 2006. It's 06 when Justin Timberlake exposed Janet Jackson. Cause I was in high school. So that sounds about right. 06 was in Detroit. The Super Bowl? Oh yeah, when they painted all the windows to make it seem like it was something going on in the buildings. Bro, like now when you ride down Woodward, um, pretty much all of downtown coming back up into Midtown, and then what we call like the area right past Midtown is New Center. So like now when you ride down that strip is actually businesses and like filled in. But during the Super Bowl, they like basically made these facades to make it seem like, to just like kind of beautify that area. But it was all fake. It was all fake. Um yeah. No, but which year was it when they performed Justin Timberlake and Janet Jackson? That would have had to be around that time because when I was in high school, that was what, oh 04, oh 05, I graduated. I was in high school between 2004 and 2008. Maybe oh 04 or oh 05, I don't know. But yeah, see y'all, what y'all know about some Detroit? Y'all know a little bit about some Detroit sports. Oh 04, okay, that made that yeah, that tracks for sure. That's funny. I watch all sports. You watch hockey? I ain't never been to a hockey game. Big basketball head, Red Wings. I feel like, of course, Zetterberg, Chris Asgood. Okay, Red Wings, Zetterberg. They all got like some Henrik Zetterberg. Yeah, you really not messing, like, especially in America, it's not really Steve Eiserman and all that. It's like you really not messing with the Red Wings because we live in the freaking forever winter zone. So like the whole lake is about the Detroit River is about to freeze over. They really gonna go. Sergey Fedorov, just all these names. But I've never been to a Red Wings game. Like I feel like that would be kind of fun, but also they be getting way too rowdy for me. Scotty Bowman, they be getting way too rowdy for me. Mm-mm. You get them downtown, they get to drinking, it's a wrap. All them beers. It gets super rowdy for Red Wings games, and it gets so rowdy for opening day, Tiger Stadium opening day. We can't even talk about some Michigan sport teams. Oh, like what? You mean like the colleges? You know, go blue and all that. Yeah, Michigan State. We got some good teams in Michigan. Spartans, Wolverines, Chippewas. I don't even know the Chippewas. Of course, Spartans and Wolverines though. Who was the Chippewas? This. Oh, Central, CMU. Okay. Are they D2? I don't think they D1. Are they D1? I don't know. Cause Wayne State is D2. Pretty sure. All I know is we are not allowed to go anywhere near Ohio State. That's all I know. Michigan Tech is D2 as well, yeah. Oh, Central is D1. Okay. Yeah. Why you know so much about the Michigan sports? You know everybody's stuff. You know all the teams here. These all the schools. They play in the MAC. Watch all sports. Okay. See, it's just very amazing to me because I do like football. I do like basketball, but I feel like basketball got watered down after a while, and it was kind of like I feel like when you it became normal to be like, oh, we got 120 points in a game, which to me just means that the rigor of the sport kind of, got a little watered down over the years. Um, so that's when I actually started watching football, to be honest. Um, but I spent so many years watching the Lions get so close to anything. Like it was just like, just win this game, just this one game, and it'll be like 1 point. They just never could clutch it. Like, ooh. And that's why I'm like, I can never hate on Matthew Stafford because he literally almost gave up his entire career on the Lions. That man was like 32 years old when he finally got traded. And he got his ring. He deserved that. No Buckeyes over here. No, we're not allowed to do that. So glad the Lions won. That was a great game. I feel like I'm gonna go back and watch the games now that I don't have to have because I just can't take the heartbreak. Like I couldn't take the heartbreak. I was like, I'm not about to do that this season. My sister was like, have you been watching them? They've been doing good. I'm like, I can't do that to myself. I can't do that to myself. But they literally, like, I don't even know. I know they downtown acting a fool. Some guys that I went to school with, like some of the frats, they talk about we on Belle Isle. Go home. It's literally negative 25 degrees. Go home. What is wrong with these Detroiters, bro? I can't. This is my city though. We be out here really like, so yeah, it's super cold here in the Buckeye State too. Yeah, it's just, has it been very unseasonably warm for y'all? Because that's what, like this part is like, okay, it sucks, but also this is how it be. But we haven't really got snow for real like this whole winter. So, I guess I had to I'm like, I need my boots. I haven't even had to wear my boots all winter. And then now it's like this when you don't want no ankles out, you don't want your ears out, you don't want your fingertips out. That wind, ooh. But it's always windy, because we so like, especially where I stay in Detroit, it's always windy because I stay super close to downtown. So I stay close to the river. So that air coming off that river is so frigid. So even today, so I technically live in Midtown, then, but Midtown, downtown, they're like really close. So I live in Midtown, but then my church is in downtown. So when I got downtown, it's like even worse. Literally the wind is so much worse down there. You got like the wind between the buildings and stuff, and then you close to the river. Or you right there off the river. So it's terrible. Baby boy got his first dose of why was we talking about this? We ain't talking about nothing cold related. Baby boy got his first dose of frigid Michigan air today, and he did not like it. Like I was trying to cover him up and stuff in his seat and everything, and he didn't want to do that. He got that air up his nose and in his lungs. He like, oh my God, what is this? He was choking. I'm like, I'm sorry, baby, but this is our life now. So if you want to sit here and take your hat off and pull your cover off your seat while we trying to get you in the car, this is what you exposing yourself to. I can't do nothing about it. And he a summer baby too. So he kind of got a little winter last year, but not really because it's not like I'm going to have him outside, but now he big enough to be like, oh, when he was what, like 6 months. Yeah, when he was more around like 6 months, I cover him up. He's going to stay covered. Now that he's 19 months now, so I cover him up. He wanna, do what he think he gonna do. It's like, okay, you about to fuck around and find out, I guess. So, it's good. It's good. It's all good. He gotta get conditioned to the weather. Want a winter vacation home in Australia since they have summer during our winters. I just don't want to be in a polar vortex like every year because we had the polar vortex. Hold on. I gotta look this up too because we had a polar vortex 2019. Oh, is that what's happening right now? We in a polar vortex again? Because see, that's what I'm talking about. The first time we had a polar vortex recently, some years back, they said this only happens every such and such odd years, like some drastic amount. I remember they said some drastic thing like this only happens every 50 years or something crazy like that. And so it's like, oh, okay, dang, we got a polar vortex. That don't happen very often. And ever since then, we get a polar vortex like every other year. And I'm like, I thought this was rare, but not here. The deep freeze of 2019. Yeah, so okay. The old record was in 1951, and then the next record was in 2019. See, 50 years, like I said, it was something like, oh, this only happened every 50 years or something. And now we literally have, ever since 2019, we done had so many polar vortexes. Like we have one almost every year. And I'm like, why? Just why? Like, I don't know. I'd be very, very like confused with myself as to how I still live in Michigan because I hate being cold. Like I absolutely hate being cold. Negative 50 C is negative 60 F. Wait, what did this say? Alberta extreme cold warning. Okay, maybe I'm being maybe I'm being biased, but I'm like, I feel like if you live in Canada, you supposed to expect it to get that cold because like it's like mentally, right? Like the further north you go, but do y'all have summer? You know what I mean? Like that kind of stuff there. Negative 50 ain't here. But yeah, I'm like, hold on, let me see this one. Wait, I can't click these links. Okay, I can open Twitch. Let me calm down. It's either hot just right or freaking cold. I feel no difference between -5 and negative. Yeah, I mean, but once it's like frigid, it's nothing you can do. When I posted about it in Discord today, somebody was like, oh, I can't remember who posted, and they were like, oh, what do you do when it gets that cold? Do you wear like multiple jackets? It's like, no, you need a real coat. Like you need a Canada Goose, Canadian Goose. What's it called? Canadian Goose, I think. You need like a real deal. I'm like, I gotta pull out my North Face parka because what in the actual, I don't know. The struggle is real. We be out here freezing, like actually freezing. But you need a real, it ain't no jacket weather. Y'all saying jacket. That ain't a jacket. You need a coat. You sound like my sister. Okay, so my sister is in Texas. She coming back on Tuesday. She come back tomorrow, right? Because today technically Monday now. She coming back on Tuesday. Her birthday is on Sunday. She's like, oh, of course it's gonna be cold because no, even if it's never, you know how it's like you can. Well, I'm not gonna say everybody has this, but some people it's like you can benchmark what the temperature is about to be like around your birthday. So for me, we don't really get spring in May. My birthday is in May. My birthday is the 14th of May. So we don't really get spring, even though that's supposed to be like solid spring. When my birthday comes around, it's going to be wet and nasty outside. It's going to be like cold, but not like Not like winter cold, but like this is absolutely too cold for spring, for it to be solidly into spring. It's gonna be rainy, it's gonna be real disgusting outside, and it's not gonna be sunny, and it's gonna be cold and windy. That's how my May 14th birthday typically goes. So she said that she was like, every time, even if we haven't had a lot of snow or haven't been real cold, once my birthday hit, that's when it gets super cold. So she mad because she coming she coming home right now. I'm like, yep, come on back, come on in with us. Why would I want this spider? Ew. Ugh. What the heck is wrong with Journeys? They gave the baby some stickers. What the heck? I don't want this. Ew. Like, bro, what the heck? I do not like spiders. I'm sorry, y'all. I was in Texas once and they had an ice and cold weather warning for 30 degrees. Yeah, that's what they doing right now. You know you want the spider. I don't want no spider. The heck? Ugh. Spiders got all them eyes. Like, that just stresses me out. Like, I cannot. I'll take a snake, a reptile, but not a spider. Like, people who be like, I got a tarantula, like, what is wrong with you? All these other good animals out here, and you want the nastiest looking one. Anyway, ew, no spiders. Exactly. All right, Dre, we gonna give you a spider then. Go ahead. But yeah, and she said down there in Texas, because she's in Houston. So she said down there they're like, hey, we're about to get a tenth of a they about to get a tenth of an inch of ice. Like, that's not even gonna stick because it's not cold enough down there, and it hasn't, like, the ground is not gonna be cold enough for that ice to be ice for real for very long. And then it's gonna be between 20 and 30. It's a deep freeze. Like, what? It's not gonna be, even if it's gonna be 20 degrees, a tenth of an inch of ice on warm ground that has not been primed by real winter is not gonna do anything. But it's just different. I remember I went to so when I was in high school, I was in the choir and we traveled and stuff. We was real fancy. So we used to go on a tour in February during winter break. Spring break, but it's not spring. So we were in North Carolina and it like snowed there, but like, I'm talking about, it was like a sprinkle of snow. Okay, you know how the frosted wheats look? Like how it's like just a little sprinkle of the frosting on the shredded wheat. It was like that on the grass. Like, it was literally just little sprinkles. They shut the whole city down, like, literally. Now, when I went to Wayne State, which is right down the street from me, it's a whole polar vortex. We going to class. It's 10 inches of snow outside. We going to class. And when you live further up north, they really don't care. So it was so funny to me because they was freaking out over this snow that wasn't even snow. Because if it's only a sprinkle across the top of the grass, that snow ain't doing nothing on the road. But the funniest part was, it was because they didn't know how to manage their vehicles in the snow, in the cold. So it was this lady on the news. I'm like sitting in the hotel room because we were supposed to perform at some universities while we was down there. And they, like, our stuff got canceled. Everything got canceled. The whole city got shut down. And we like, for what? And then I was watching the news and this lady was like trying to clean off her windshield, and she had a broom, like a full size broom, and she was like trying to use it to get her windshield clear. And I'm like, you got a broom, you got a whole broom in your car, but you don't have a snow brush. Cause I was just trying to understand the logic of why you would ever have a broom in your car and not have the snow brush. So, but that's neither here nor there. You don't know how to use defrost in your car. You could defrost your windows. Like, it's literally a setting for that. But they didn't know. Don't talk about centipedes, please. Oh my god, centipedes are literally like, yes, centipedes. Okay, I can't say centipedes are worse than like a tarantula type situation, because when them spiders get too big, like the little window spiders and like maybe like the daddy long leg type spiders, or some like house spiders, it's like disgusting. But like centipedes, ugh. And down here, like in Midtown, it be like, ugh. You gotta catch them while they little. If you see one run by, you gotta get that mug out. You can't live here. You got to go. What, preacher? Come on now. Why are you doing that? I don't like none of that. All that is nasty. Millipedes, like, oh my god. See, this one I gotta talk about something good. I'm gonna bring a tarantula with me. That will be the last time we ever communicate. I promise you. I promise you. I would never ever again in my life. I'll be like, who was that? You gonna come back and the whole blocked, everything blocked. I don't play around. No. I can never forgive you. I can never forgive you for that. Oof, no. I'm gonna have nightmare? No. You know, when we was younger, what was that movie called? Arachnophobia? I hate that movie. I hated that movie. And I was like young when that movie came out. I hated it so much. It was so gross. You never watched Arachnophobia? Yeah, go watch it. Now, I mean, if you don't mind, no, absolutely. I'm not watching it, but y'all can watch it. Want to Discord watch it? No, I don't want to watch it. When I was younger, man, we used to be watching some terrible movies because my grown cousin, mind you, he was grown to the point where his daughter is like 2 years younger than my sister, 2 years younger than me, and then his daughter 2 years younger than her. Right, so we all was in the same age group activity. Was I scared of it? Not really. Like, the new It was good. It was creepy. Like, I would classify it as like a good horror movie, but like it's not the same as something like Arachnophobia. Cause I can't with the spiders. Like, see, you never seen Arachnophobia though. The older one is not scary. The older one is weird. What's that dude's name? Steve Murray. What's his name? It actor Tim Curry. Tim Curry just like a weird looking dude in general. But Bill Skarsgård, his face as It with them eyeballs, kind of almost looking like cockeyed, but not. Like, that was a lot for me. I like the new one. The old one is kind of like, eh. But maybe if I watched it when I was younger, I would feel different. I do really love horror movies, but the kind of horror movies I like them dark movies. And nowadays I'll be like, I don't know if I should be watching those. Cause I like, okay, here's a good movie that y'all might not have seen or might have seen. Very underrated. Dead Silence. That movie is good. Would you take on 1,000 spider-sized horses or one spider? I would take the horses, absolutely. What are you talking about? They're just little mini horses, but I'm not about to. No spiders at all. Period. Point blank. That's it. What the heck? No. Something wrong with y'all. It's not because it's not the size. It's them eyes, and then it's gonna be a horse-sized spider. So then I can see the eyes in full size. No, I don't do bugs. I got a bug phobia. Mm-mm. Them horses gonna kill you. Why? Why is that so funny to me? Oh my god! And we all need to go to bed. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. Talk about horses kicking your shins off. They not gonna be big enough to really do that. They gonna be so tiny. They gonna be trying though. It's gonna be like, have you ever been bit by an ant? Not a fire ant, just an ant, like a regular ant, like those big black ants, like the carpenter ants. Cause they can, them little pinchers. It's gonna be like that probably. Like it's a small tiny sting. But yeah, Dead Silence. If y'all should watch that, Dead Silence. It's that movie's so good, bro. It got the creepy creepy ventriloquist aspect. Then it had actually a really good twist to it, in my opinion. That's one of my favorites that a lot of people don't even talk about, and it's not very highly rated. But I think it's really good. Because in Dead Silence, it's like when the lady come for you, it literally goes like dead silent. And it was just something about the way they built up the environment in that story. I liked it a lot. But we in Discord we have to watch some anime because I haven't watched any. I haven't finished watching Attack on Titan, and I had started watching Jujutsu Kaisen. What the heck is wrong with me? I had started watching Jujutsu Kaisen. What the heck? I feel like I'm saying that wrong now. Jujutsu, yeah, Jujutsu Kaisen. Not Jujutsu, because that's slightly different. But I had watched like probably the first season of Jujutsu Kaisen, but my brother was talking about some character names, and I'm like, I feel like I gotta restart that because I can't remember nobody. Like all the stuff he was saying, I'm like, I remember the gist of what was happening, kind of, sort of, but like I didn't remember no character names. Like none of what he was saying was familiar to me. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna restart that. And then I did start watching Chainsaw Man right before my sister went to Texas, but I don't think I finished the first season. Gotta watch the last movie for Attack on Titan and restart. Yeah, that's basically where I'm at with that's basically where I'm at with both of those shows. Solo Leveling is good. Oh, is Solo Leveling that one that had that real epic trailer? I think we posted in Discord a while back. Is that the one? Or I don't know if we posted in Discord. It was just like a whole thing that people was going. Wait, let me see. I'm about to figure out a way to make this a coding stream because this ain't a coding stream right now. We just talking about stuff that don't got nothing to do with nothing. Wait, which channel? Oh, sub, not dubbed. Okay. Attack on Titan. Oh my god. Okay, so my brother. I'm not gonna give any spoilers at all. My brother started watching Attack on Titan back in the day, and he watched probably only the first season, and then he fell off from it. So he was basically like, "Oh yeah, it's it was okay," but I'm like, "Bro, you don't understand. You gotta keep watching it." Oh yeah, Solo Leveling. Okay. We did post this in Discord. I remembered I wanted to see what it was about, but I also couldn't tell. Like the trailer was very epic, but it was very cryptic at the same time. I was like, I feel like I'm supposed to get something from this, but I'm not. But it does look epic. But yeah, my brother he stopped watching Attack on Titan after the first season. I'm like, bro, you don't even know what the show is about if you didn't watch it past at least season 2, 3. You don't even know what the show is about yet. Like that's the crazy part. Like I never expected Attack on Titan to become the show that it is. So I might just go through and like I'll probably go through and rewatch Attack on Titan like a good. I'm probably gonna cycle through it again about a good 3, 4, 5 times in the next year or two. I can anticipate that because it's like by the time you get to the end, you want to go back and rewatch it and be like, wait, what? Like, and I haven't watched the last. I didn't watch the last special, so that's how far behind I am. But I'm willing. I don't care. I'm willing to rewatch Attack on Titan at any point because let's code horses and no, whoa, 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 no, 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 no. First 2 episodes are nice. That's Solo Leveling. Okay. What do I plan on coding today? I don't know. What should I do? Can I do something? I'm kind of, y'all, I just be getting tired of doing the same thing over and over again. Now, if it's like work related, I don't care. But on my little personal projects, I'm like, what else can I work on? But I need to work on this dang on bot. But I just, what can I do that's like a little minor thing? Thing I posted. Hold on, let me see. Critical code studies. Oh, my thighs is cold, man. Code me some money. Bro, why am I being held up in here? This is crazy, man. I don't come here for this. I did not come here for that. I'm being harassed. That's crazy. I be getting harassed by my toddler all day. That's even crazier. I'm like, it's literally no harassment like a toddler. Toddlers are like full blown menaces. Even though my baby is sweet for real. Like he's extremely well mannered for a toddler for sure. But like when have I ever roasted you? Wait, what? Why are we talking about roasting? Hold on. I don't want to get roasted. But yeah, my toddler, he's very well mannered, especially for a toddler. But still, if he was up right now, he will literally come in here just because I'm on the computer. He gonna come turn my chair around. Then he like, oh, pick me up. Okay. Then get up here and then be like, I don't want to be up here. Then get down. And he gonna keep harassing me while I'm on the computer. But then if I get up from the computer and I go in the living room and I sit on the couch, he's not going to pay me no attention. He's just going to go and play with his toys at that point. So it's like, you don't even want nothing. You just don't want me to be doing nothing. And that, my friend, is harassment. Leave me alone. Why are we talking about roasting? Who said something about roasting? Discord. Code. Wait, did you post it in the code channel? Oh, you talking about the coin toss study or no? Is it something else? Oh, is that gonna be like Xcode days? Okay. Okay. Click on this. Call for participation. Code Studies Working Group is the major online think tank for critical code studies. Plan topic: querying code, CCS, and AI. Teaching code and code studies. A code critique is a segment of code you wish to offer for discussion by the working group. You can see examples of code critiques. I'm about to turn the heat up because I am cold. I miss my hoodie. This is like the perfect hoodie weather. I still got my freaking Uggs on. Like, it's cold. It's because I don't have any carpet. Everything hardwood in here. Is that a real thing or did I make that up? I want to do some AI related. Oh, I'm starting the training tomorrow. Did I tell y'all this? Hold on, let me show y'all. Oh, I can share tab audio. Okay. I think we should find something AI related on YouTube. I'm so behind on like just general information. I'm sure I got something on YouTube I could catch up on. And then take my butt to bed so I can get up and do this again tomorrow. I'm gonna mostly be probably all this week, basically not every day, but Monday through Friday from tomorrow or / today until the 31st. I'm gonna be putting like probably full-time-ish work towards getting the app launch done. So we probably be doing, I'll be on my lo-fi girl vibes for that. But let me show y'all this because this training is coming up and I highly recommend this for anybody that might be interested. Startup school. Yeah, here it is. Okay, that's all over the place. Here we go. Startup school Gen AI. So Google is doing a generative AI training in like their Google for Startups segment. So I get stuff about like Google for Startups and I get a lot. I sign up for a lot of the AI stuff. So anyways, I got this in my email a while back, so I signed up for it. So it's basically going to be Tuesdays and Thursdays for 6 weeks. And it is targeted towards developers, product managers, and CTOs with any level of AI knowledge. They're going to be, of course, showcasing their different tools, but I haven't really dug into what the capabilities are of Gemini or like really explore anything with Gemini, but I've been waiting on Gemini because they remember back when Google did their at Google I/O, probably they talked about bringing that Gemini was the next like foundational model basically. So it's Google Cloud training essentially, but they said you need some Python experience and it's really geared towards like even though like the product managers is geared towards product managers as well, but it's also really geared towards like the like I said, developers and CTOs. So that makes me really excited just because I'm like, I like when they tell you like high level, when it's business related, I like when they telling you high level stuff, but I need my hands on something, you know what I mean? So I'm excited about this because it's a whole 6 weeks. It's an hour and a half for each session. And then they already sent us some info about how to get credits for like some cloud credits for the session, so we can actually do labs. They're going to do labs, and they said that you should have some experience with Python. Yeah, you should be familiar with Python. So I'm excited about this, and I need to just make sure I have dedicated time. So maybe what I'll do tomorrow, since tomorrow is the first day, is I might do my 100, I might do 365 days of code during this time period. So if you want to participate, they have like 2 different alternatives. So you could be like, if you're on Eastern time, you probably want to take the America the American option, because the other one happens at 3 o'clock in the morning for us. So, but if you're somewhere in the world where you're kind of in the middle, then you might have a little bit more flexibility. But yeah, for me, it's absolutely going to be the 12 o'clock one. It'll be noon for me, but the other one happens at like, oh, excuse me. The other one happens at 3 a.m. I think, my time. So that's not happening. But yes, I highly recommend this. I actually posted this a while back in the AIML channel. If you want to find it, reach us in there. So here's the topics. So for week 1 is going to be the current state of generative AI, hype versus reality, then applications of generative AI for your business. Week 2 is exploring prompt engineering and image generation, editing, custom styling, and beyond. Custom styling? Oh, image editing, including using custom styles for images to align with branding. Ooh, okay. Week 3, because I haven't really read through these. Deep dive. I did browse over them though. I'm excited about this part. Deep dive into embeddings and vector databases. I'm really excited about that because I've been hearing so much about that, and I'm like, I don't even know what the heck a vector database is. At least I don't have any experience with it. So yes, I knew that I wanted to try some type of materials out around vector databases anyways. Then you have code generation, completion, and chat. Week 4 is RAG, or retrieval augmented generation, architecture, including Vertex AI search. And then you have building enterprise chat apps using Gen AI. And I actually have a potential business or client opportunity with building chat apps for businesses here in Detroit. So that's exactly what I need to be doing right now, focusing on right now. And then deploying and hosting apps in the cloud, of course, which is perfect. Tuning and reinforcement learning with human feedback, RLHF. I'm pretty sure I didn't mess that up. Reinforcement learning with human feedback. Yeah. So tuning. I need to spend more time on tuning, fine tuning. And then you got MLOps for Gen AI, which I think is going to be super helpful. And then you have application development with Duet AI, which is their like AI collaborator in Google Cloud. So this is more so helping you do business apps and stuff like that. So I haven't really played around with it. Yes. So this I think is going to be super, super, super interesting. So I'm looking forward to that. Which profile am I on? Okay. So if I go to YouTube, am I going to be able to be on my... Hey, look at those people. Is this... Yeah, this is it. Look at this, y'all. I actually want to look at... I want to go through this material. They got 100-hour Google Cloud... AWS Cloud Bootcamp. I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's on my watch later already. I was out today and the main thing I should have got was a friggin' I should have got a another tripod so that my camera I can get a consistent camera angle for the like co-working streams, like something more like this basically, so I can get my lo-fi vibes on for real for real. Oh, I need my legs to okay. I'm so cold. Mm, 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 mm. Okay, let's see what's on my watch later. Can't be nothing that crazy. See, they're gonna go Cloud Project Bootcamp. I saw that the other day. That is 5 hours, so that's not happening. That's 32 hours, so that's also not happening. Beat ChatGPT with knowledge graphs. And GPT-4. That one is 22 minutes. That has a really good chance of getting play today. I really want to do not tiny stories. The one I'm thinking about is textbooks is all you need. I really want to go through that again, but I don't know how large. And then this one I could get play on this one, but I don't think I got 55 minutes in me. I don't think my brain is gonna survive that. I think I want to zone out after a while, but I definitely want to come back to this emerging architectures for LLM applications. I just don't think not tonight. See, I'm going pretty far back now. I guess it's not that far. Oh, here's textbooks are all you need. So textbooks are all you need, or knowledge graphs. I still want to do this one because technically I know what textbooks is all you need is about. I just share screen, also share tab audio. Share audio, share a tab. Okay. Oh, I have to share it from this window though. Hold on, wait. Hold on, let me see if I have that email on this side. I gotta sign in the YouTube with the right profile. Hold on. Yeah, I want to do that one because technically I had my phone died. My phone died. Of course it did. Why wouldn't it have? Yeah, hold on, because I'm not gonna be able to sign into YouTube without that. Okay, hold on, give me a second. Where's my charger? In the room, I guess. Okay. I want y'all to see this. I got this thing right here. So and I got me a coding candle. Wait, where is it? Hello? There we go. All right. Let me see. I'm kind of curious. I don't want to open this. I feel like it's not going to look right with this yellowish light I got going on. But if... wasn't trying to do that. If I turn off the light and I got a bright laptop screen in my face, then this might work. I got a power thing. Ugh. Wait, I need a USB brick for this. Can't use that one. Freaking A, man. What the heck? This gotta plug into something. Do I got a USB extender? I know I do. Where is it? Gotta set the mode. Gotta set the mode. Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? Okay. Where's my blue? So this is the thing. Is the Raspberry Pi running? Broken pipe. Ooh, this might be a bad idea. But I'll just unplug this and hope nothing bad happens. Well, let me see. Where am I plugging in? This. This. Oh. Hey. Oh, that sound. Is that sound activated? Just seemed like it might be. Is it not plugged in? I'll take it off. Okay, LED mode. LED. What does that even look like? Oh, I can't even see the good part. And then there's a remote in here. Where did it go? Wait. Am I tripping or did I not get? Where's my remote? All right, I don't know if I'm tripping or if I really don't have a remote for this. What do you with that? Oh, here it is. Okay. And I think there's so much junk on my desk. Oh my lord. Ooh wee. All right. This is a project for the morning. This is a hot mess. My gloves. Oh, need a lighter and then I'll be good. Also need a safe place to put this candle before I light it. Take this off my desk. Take this off. Take this off. Jump. Jump, jump, jump. All right, let me get a lighter. Where's all my lighters? See here. phone. Oh, what the heck? Oh, my phone was dead. It was not dead. My phone wasn't dead. My phone. I thought my phone was dead, but it wasn't. It was just updating. So. All right, I got some kind of something happening. All right, I'm back. I didn't get. Oh, my pita chips already in here. That's okay. I got like a Chobani. I got a Chobani shake. That should at least fill me up. All right, y'all. That was super lengthy, but all right, it's moody now. All right, so okay, let me finish this sign in. And I actually can share this tab. Wait, can I wonder if I can share it in another window. That will be important to know. Presents. Share. Okay, I can still share it. What is this password? Okay, that's not the password. Oh wait, let me try this one. Excuse me, that was coming on YouTube. Excuse me. Why the heck? All of a sudden, my freaking sinus is acting stupid. All right, so now, no, I don't want to switch profiles. Thank you very much. I know what I'm doing. This is intentional. I'm gonna move y'all to this window. And I'm gonna move this one over here so I can watch. Is this the right account? Yeah. Watch later. Oh, I'm on the wrong profile. Switch. Huh? Oh my God. YouTube, come on. I mean, Google, come on. I'm like the token, refresh. I have to be bumping up against the token refresh cycle for Google because what do you want me to do? Switch account. Oh, I gotta add the. Oh, here we go. Why is it signed out? I just signed in. Cancel. Cancel. Jeez. All right, go here. All right, now go to my watch later, and that exists. Okay. Window, tab, cancel. Can't see now. Present, share. Okay, so this it's annoying. Is it the freaking candle? All of a sudden, my sinuses is like aggravated. Which one is it? It's none of these. Is this one? Why do it look like that? Oh, because it's only sharing that part of the window. That's stupid. Okay, put it like this, I guess. No, that's also stupid. The struggle is real. Um, I guess this one's fine. Ouch. Okay. All right, we are going for. Where is it? I need this right now. I have to try this one out too. This chat dev tool. I haven't used it yet. Mm-mm-mm. How far down was it? Mm-mm. Okay. Let's start from the top again. This one.
Hello everyone. In this video I'm going to show you how you can use a combination of data visualization and ChatGPT to develop your ideas in an interesting way, so that instead of having an interface like this where you have to read through lengthy responses, you can do it more iteratively in short fragments. So
This is already mind-boggling to me. Okay, let's. Full screen. Okay, now that would have been a better. Yeah. I just want this off. Why would you do that? Okay. All right, hopefully y'all can hear this.
Developing your own thinking and not taking. Hello everyone. In this video I'm going to show you how you can use a combination of data visualization and ChatGPT to develop your ideas in an interesting way, so that instead of having an interface like this where you have to read through lengthy responses, you can do it more iteratively in short fragments, so you can really focus on developing your own thinking and not taking the ready-mades that are produced by GPT. So keep watching to learn how it works. We'll be using the app that's called Infranodus that I developed. And to do that, you can go into the apps import page and choose AI ideation, live AI ideation. And once you choose this, you start with the topic that you're interested in. You can either write an abstract or just like the key phrase that
Wait, hold on.
describes what you're interested in. For me, it's heart rate variability because I'm currently working on an app that would allow people to measure it in ways that goes beyond what the fitness trackers can do. And I want to learn a little bit more about the subject, for instance, and not so much to learn about it because I already know what it's about, but to see what are the specific nuances that I should take into consideration when I'm developing this whole discourse, right? So for example, here I'm starting from the basics. I type in heart rate variability. It gives me an explanation of what that is. So if I see something I like that I want to add into my stack of ideas, I'm going to save it to the graph. Here is just a definition of what heart rate variability is as a measure of variation in between every heartbeat, used as an indicator of physiological resilience and emotional stress. This is great because it reminds me directly, how I could also market this app, that it can increase your resilience and adaptivity and reduce stress. Here I can generate more responses, but basically it's saying more or less the same thing, but maybe in different words. I'm going to save another one because I like the idea of physiological flexibility. That seems very interesting too. So I'm going to save that as well. And then what happens here is when I want to develop it further, I have some thoughts in mind. So I can actually write my own ideas for how it can go further, or I can also choose some stuff on the graph, like for instance, emotional resilience, heartbeat, and let's see, maybe another word, variability. I can select the terms I like on the graph that I would like to be better connected. And then I go into the inside panel and just select this one again. So they're marked. And then it can generate content related to these 4 ideas. So it's just going to come up with some thought that links this idea of emotional resilience and heart rate variability, because that's the aspect that I'm really interested in, the connection of this body marker to how we feel both on the level of emotions and also physiologically, right? So here it says emotional resilience can significantly influence heartbeat variability, indicating an individual's ability to adaptively respond in stressful situations. This is great. This could almost read like an explanation of why this app or this approach would be interesting. So I can save it into the graph, generate more responses. Emotional resilience can be gauged through heartbeat variability. A stable heart rate indicates better stress management and adaptability. Emotional. So I want to show you something here because this is not exactly true. I already know the subject, so it made a slight factual mistake. It's not exactly that the stable heart rate indicates better stress management, but that makes me think that maybe I can go deeper into the subject and use the AI to generate some ideas in relation to that, right? So I will make a manual query, and I'm going to say, okay, what's the connection between HRV and emotional and physiological resilience?
I feel
Here I'm using
like
ChatGPT, GPT.
less what I was going for. Mm, 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 mm. Hmm. Hmm, hmm, hmm. Mm. Mm, 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 mm. All right, we're about to do what you call it? Uh, where is the? We're about to do. Open this back up. Textbooks are all you need. I want to do that one again. That wasn't really what I was looking for. I mean, his project is kind of cool, which I will probably check out. I did open it up, but um, hmm, hmm, hmm. Where's textbooks are all you need? I feel like the last time I watched the overview for textbooks are all you need that I wasn't um my watch later. So full. I feel like the last time I watched that, I wasn't all the way paying attention. So I was like generally getting the gist of it. But I want to watch it again because I'm probably going to go and try to read that paper soon. And I'm very curious about some of the strategies they were taking because with textbooks are all you need. Originally, like just based off the title, the impression I got was like, oh, this is something where I'm thinking like this is something where they literally are actually training on textbook data, but that's not true. What they did is trained on textbook quality data. So, cuz with a lot of the AI regulations and copyright and just trying to figure that out, I was like, where would that fall in that debate? But it didn't matter because they didn't use actual textbooks. They used Chat GPT or GPT, I should say, because I don't know if it was really Chat GPT, but they did use GPT to generate textbook quality data, like I said, and then they trained the model on that, and they were able to train a model that's as efficient as some of as much bigger models with much smaller the model was very small compared to the other models that it was competing with basically. So that was the general gist that I got from it, but at the same time, like I said, I wasn't really watching it like that. Like I wasn't really all in when I was watching it. So I want to see if I can just kind of sit through this and focus on it. Why my full screen is not full screen? Maybe it's just because of my tab sharing. Okay.
Hi, everyone. So today I'm going to tell you about the new methodologies that we are exploring here at Microsoft Research to train large language models. This is joint work with a really fantastic team. You can see all of the co-authors here on this slide. And the name of the methodology is Textbooks Are All You Need. So let's jump right in. So this methodology, we are currently applying it to train new large language models. And we have two of those models that I will talk about today. This is the first batch in a series of models that we hope to create with this new technique. The first one is Phi-1, and the second one is Phi 1.5 that we just released very, very recently. Both of those are small large language models, small at least by the standards of today, with only 1.3 billion parameters model. So what are those models? Phi-1 is a coding model with performance that we evaluate to be comparable to models that are roughly 10 times bigger and trains on data sets which are more than 100 times bigger. So 3 orders of magnitude gains for Phi-1 for coding specifically and coding in Python. Phi 1.5 is our technique applied to natural language. And there we estimate that roughly Phi 1.5 is comparable to models that are 10 times bigger and trained on at least 30 times more data. And moreover, this is performance in terms of natural language. But if you go to reasoning and specifically coding and mathematics, Phi 1.5 should be compared to models that are probably more like 50 times larger. And I will come back to this later in the presentation. I'm first going to focus on Phi-1 and coding to explain the Textbooks Are All You Need methodology. So first, let me just backtrack for 1 second. What are we talking about with large language models for coding? Well, we're talking about things like Copilot, where you give the beginning of some code, and then you ask for basically a completion of the code. This is what those large language models for code are doing. Okay, so we're going to tell you a new models like this with only 1.3 billion parameters that does this kind of code completion very well. Now, the natural question is, how do you evaluate the performance of an LLM on code? And there is a quite standard benchmark by now from OpenAI called HumanEval. So this is one way. Hi, everyone. So today I'm going to tell you about the new methodologies that we are exploring here at Microsoft Research to train large language models. This is joint work with a really fantastic team. You can see all of the co-authors here on this slide. And the name of the methodology is Textbooks Are All You Need. So let's jump right in. So this methodology, we are currently applying it to train new large language models. And we have two of those models that I will talk about today. This is the first batch in a series of models that we hope to create with this new technique. The first one is Phi-1, and the second one is Phi-1.5 that we just released very, very recently. Both of those are small large language models, small at least by the standards of today, with only 1.3 billion parameters model. So what are those models? Phi-1 is a coding model with performance that we evaluate to be comparable to models that are roughly 10 times bigger and trains on data sets which are more than 100 times bigger. So 3 orders of magnitude gains for Phi-1 for coding specifically and coding in Python. Phi 1.5 is our technique applied to natural language. And there we estimate that roughly Phi 1.5 is comparable to models that are 10 times bigger and trained on at least 30 times more data. And moreover, this is performance in terms of natural language. But if you go to reasoning and specifically coding and mathematics, Phi 1.5 should be compared to models that are probably more like 50 times larger. And I will come back to this later in the presentation. I'm first going to focus on Phi-1 and coding to explain the Textbooks Are All You Need methodology. So first, let me just backtrack for 1 second. What are we talking about with large language models for coding? Well, we're talking about things like Copilot, where you give the beginning of some code, and then you ask for basically a completion of the code. This is what those large language models for code are doing. Okay, so we're going to tell you a new models like this with only 1.3 billion parameters that does this kind of code completion very well. Now, the natural question is, how do you evaluate the performance of an LLM on code? And there is a quite standard benchmark by now from OpenAI called HumanEval. So this is one way to evaluate coding models. This is 164 handwritten programming questions with unit tests. So each of those programming questions comes with a set of unit tests, and you say that you have solved the task if you can pass all of these unit tests. What do those programming questions look like? They look like this. You get a name for the definition of the function, like increase list, and then you get a doc string explaining to you what, in natural language, what the function is supposed to do with maybe some example. And now the goal is to complete, to write the code that does what the doc string is asking you to do. Okay, so here, just 2 examples. One where you have to return code that, given a list, increase all elements by 1. And this other one is given a list of integer, returns the sum of all the odd elements that are in even position. So you see, these code completions are very easy. It's just 1 line of code. So this is very simple. But in the HumanEval benchmark, there are also much more difficult coding questions. Now, let's look at the progress that have been made on this benchmark in the last couple of years. As you all know, AI has made incredible progress recently. Let's see how it looks like in action on the specific task of coding and specifically HumanEval. So HumanEval was introduced again 2 years ago in July 2021 by OpenAI. And at the time, they created also 2 models, the Codex series of models. And these were coding large language model. And here I'm giving you 2 examples. One is a 300 million model, and one is a 12 billion parameters model. So you see here is the model size. Both of those models were trained on 100 billion tokens. Okay, so this is the size of the data set. And what scores did they reach on HumanEval? Well, the 300 million only got a mere 13%, while as you scale up the size of the model, you get this amazing, fantastic magical behaviors that as you scale up the model, the performance improves, and you can see a huge jump to almost 29%. Okay, so this was 2 years ago. So what happened since then? Well, shortly after, something interesting happened. These folks at Cogen, they created a model trying to mimic OpenAI, but they open sourced their model. they obtained very similar results. You see that at 350 billion, they also got 13%. At 16 billion, they got the 29%. They had a data set much bigger, 500 billion tokens, yet no real improvement in terms of the human level. Now, after that, things started to heat up a little bit, and you can see the big model started to emerge with Palm Coder, specifically 500 billion parameters, a much bigger data set. We are now nearing the 1 trillion token, 780, and you get again a little boost. But you see some kind of diminishing return. We moved from 300 million to 12 billion. We got a 2x improvement from 13 to 29%. Now you move to 12 billion to 500 billion, and you only get an improvement to 35%. So maybe some kind of little diminishing return. Of course, GPT 3.5, we don't know the size of the data set, but this is 175 billion parameters, and this reaches an amazing 47%. Other models, you see they are increasing the size of the data, and you get very little improvement. Here's the Centacoder. It's interesting because it's 1 billion parameter, like the models that I will tell you about, and it reaches only 14%. But then, of course, GPT-4 happened roughly 6 months ago, and this made an amazing jump to 67% on human eval. And in fact, this is a version that was released in March, but the version we had access to in Sparks even got a higher score. So GPT-4 really kind of cracks the problem. Now, shortly after GPT-4, things really started to heat up. And we see that we have new models coming out every month. In fact, in May, we have like many models that came out, and they all share roughly the same characteristic. You see that the data sets, they are huge, 500 billion, 1 trillion, some of the recent ones here are slightly smaller, but the models are all big. 15 billion parameters, you get in the 30%, 16 billion parameters, you get again in the 30, 35%. So you see it's all roughly in the same ballpark, maybe with Wizard Coder being the exception, which is a jump at 16 billion parameters, 1 trillion tokens, it gets to 57%. Now, let me tell you what we did. With Phi-1 and the textbooks are all you need approach, which I will explain in a minute what it is, here is the result that we got. We have a much smaller model, only 1.3 billion parameters, a data set which is incomparable to those other data sets, only 7 billion tokens, yet we reach 50.6% accuracy. So except for GPT-4 and for Wizard Coder, this is the best in this table, despite being so much like 3 orders of magnitude smaller. And moreover, we're going to talk about whether we were overfitting to human eval. This is a very natural question. We will talk about it a little bit later, but I can already give you another benchmark, this MBPP, mostly basic Python programs or Python puzzles. We get 55% there, which is higher, for example, than Wizard Coder. So this is just a small indication right now that we're not at least overfitting to human eval. So now let me explain to you what we did. What is this textbooks are all you need approach? And for that, let me just backtrack 1 second. What are those data sets that all those other models are using to train their large language models for code? Well, one publicly available data set is this very nice data set called the Stack, which is 3 terabytes of data collected from GitHub, which is under a permissive license, so we can use it to train. And these folks, they release the data set, and you can see here the distribution of programming languages. And we're going to look specifically at the Python subset of this data set, which is made of 26 billion tokens. Okay, so it's a small part of the stack, and we're going to focus on that. Okay, now, what does this data set look like? How does it look to learn how to code from the stack? Well, in this data set, you have documents that look like this one. Okay, so you look at this code. Good luck to kind of understand how to code from this. I mean, there is no explanation. This is probably like a document in the middle of a much bigger project. It's hard to say what this is going to do, if it does anything at all. So it's very hard to learn anything from a document like this. Yet a lot of the stack is made of documents like that, which are part of much bigger project, and it's hard to make sense of them in isolation. Now, you also have documents like this one on the left. This one is much higher quality. You can learn something from it. You see that you have simple functions which are well defined. with some comments, with some doctrines that explain to you what the model is, what the function is supposed to do. It stands to reason that for a large language model, it's going to be much easier to learn from documents like the left compared to document on the right. Maybe with document on the right, what you can do is merely learn some syntax, but you cannot really learn any real reason. So our idea in textbooks, all you need is, why don't we focus on data set that only contains example on the left rather than example on the right? Why don't we focus on data that is only of textbook quality level? Okay. Now, how are we gonna do that? How are we gonna filter maybe the stack so that we retain only the textbook quality level material? Well, we have this amazing new tool at our disposal, GPT-4. And GPT-4 can reliably classify high educational value. If you prompt it correctly and you give it the two documents that I gave you on the previous slide, it will tell you that the document on the left is of higher educational value than the document of the right. Okay, so you can use GPT-4 to get a score on how useful to teach a skill a certain document is going to be. Now, here's the problem. I told you that the stack for Python is roughly 26 billion parameters. In fact, it's a stack dedupe where there is some deduplication method being applied. So let's call it SDP. So SDP is 26 billion tokens. If you were to use Azure OpenAI to label all of those documents using GPT-4, this would cost you around $1 million, which is a lot of money. And maybe, for a scientific experiment, it might be a little bit too much. But GPT-4 can do so much more than just classify high educational value document. It can do many, many things, as you all know, and as we discussed in the Sparks paper. So why don't we try to train a classifier that only mimics this very specific aspect of GPT-4? That makes sense that this could possibly work. And indeed, this is exactly what we do. We label a small fraction of SDP, and then we train another classifier, in this case, a random forest, to filter the rest of the data, where this small classifier was trained to mimic GPT-4 on the small fraction of SDP that was labeled using GPT-4. And that's basically it. Now we have, a threshold values that we can set, and we can say maybe we want to keep only the documents that have an educational value higher than 7/10, or maybe only higher than 5/10. So what we decided here, after lots of experimentation, is we decided to keep the top 20% of SDP. So the top 20% of SDP, it's only 6 billion tokens. And in addition, we also generated 1 billion tokens of just pure educational content, meaning textbooks. We just generated synthetically textbooks using GPT 3.5. Again, here, all the magic is, how do you prompt GPT 3.5 correctly to generate a lot of diversity of textbooks. Just to give you an example, this is the type of textbooks that were generated. So you see there is a lot of natural language. Here is talking about some matrices, defining singular values, etc. And then it's giving you an example, a snippet of code that calculates whether the singular values of the matrix. And then, a little example. All right. I should say, so before I say that, the resulting training data set, we call it code textbooks. Okay, so code textbook is a combination of filtered SDP, filtered for high educational value using a classifier that mimics GPT-4, plus textbooks that were synthetically generated from GPT 3.5. And let me say that this whole approach, this whole philosophy of creating synthetic training data is inspired by the really pioneering work of Ronen Eldan and Yuan Jolie, who are also part of the team for both Phi 1 and Phi 1.5, essential members of the team. So they created Tiny Stories. So Tiny Stories was a 10 million parameters model that can speak fluent English. And how did they achieve that? Well, they did exactly the same things. They used GPT 3.5 to generate a lot of stories, tiny stories, from which a small model could learn from. So what kind of stories can a small model learn from? They need to be simple enough, kind of 3, 4, 5 years old kid type of level. So what they did is that they created a vocabulary of 2,000 words, and then they selected at random words from this vocabulary, and they asked GPT 3.5, write a story with those 3 words in it. And by doing that, by seeding into their generation into this vocabulary, they were able to have a lot more diversity than you would get if you were just to ask GPT 3.5, hey, write me a tiny story. If you ask GPT 3.5 to just write a tiny story, it will over and over again write the same story about kids going to the park, like their ice cream fall on the ground and they start crying or whatever. To create diversity, you need to seed the generation into some external material. What Ronen and Yuanzhu did back then was to seed it into a very simple vocabulary list. Here, for this Phi1, we have to seed it into something else, and this is where we can create a lot of the diversity. Okay, so now we have this data set code textbook. Let's see what the results are. And what I'm going to do is that I'm going to compare for you what happens if you train on code textbook, which is just 7 billion tokens, versus if you were to train on the stack unfiltered, the 26 billion tokens data set. So if you do that, so you train for 26 billion tokens, and let's train a small model, 350 million, you see that on the stack, you get 11%, which is completely consistent with the tables that I showed you before. This is what CodeGen got. This is what Codex got 2 years ago. This makes sense, this 11%. You see that on code textbook, you already get 16. Okay? And note that on code textbook, we're already doing multiple passes over the data because it's only 7 billion tokens. So we're making many passes, yet we improve. Now, as you know, there are two axes that we can scale up in deep learning. One is to make the model bigger, which we will see what happens. The other one is to spend more compute to train for longer, to go more passes over the data. Let's see what happens if we do that. So instead of training for 26 billion tokens, we're now going to train for 76 billion tokens. So that means that on the stack, we're making 4 passes, whereas on code textbook, we're making 10 passes over the data. And you see what's amazing is on the stack, by making more passes, you don't really improve. You go from 11 to 12. But on code textbook, because this is textbook material, going over it many times, there is a lot of benefit from it. So when you go from making 4 passes to making 10 passes, you go at a 4% increase in human eval, which is really, really significant. So at 20%, we're already talking about 2 times better than previous models at the 300 million parameters scale. Okay, but what about scaling up the model? Maybe our data set is too small and it's not going to benefit from scaling up the size of the model. And maybe this is why those other data sets are good, because they can allow you to have a much bigger model. So let's see what happens when you train a 1.3 billion parameters model. And here, of course, the magic, you go from 12% to 17% for training on the stack. But see, you also get a huge benefit on the textbook. You go from 20% to 29%. So this model, 1.3 billion parameters, trained for 50 billion tokens, we call it Phi1 base. Okay, so this is our base model at 1 billion parameters, 29%. But then, as anyone who has ever tried to learn anything knows, it's not enough to just read the textbooks. You actually need to exercise. You need to do some exercise. So what we're going to do is that now we're going to create an exercises data set, code exercises, and we're going to fine tune our models on it. And let's see what happens. And this is where the huge jump happens. We go from, you see, 16% to 41% on this tiny model trained for just 4 passes. You go from 20 to 45%. So a 45% accuracy human eval with 350 million parameters. This is close to GPT 3.5 level of accuracy on human eval with only 300 million parameters model. If you go to 1.3 billion, we get to 51% accuracy, and this is the model that we call Phi1. Okay, so you see some real magic happens once you fine tune on the exercises. Just like for a human being, once you start to exercise and put in action your learning, something really significant happens in your brain. So what is this code exercises, and are we cheating somehow when we train on code exercises? The results are so good. Is something fishy going on? So code exercises is a data set, a tiny data set of only 1 million exercises, which corresponds to roughly 200 million tokens. It was generated by GPT 3.5, and the format of the question is similar to human eval. So you have a function name, you have a docstring that tells you what to do, and then it auto-completes. Okay. So it's very natural to ask, okay, are you cheating somehow? Is there contamination? Is it that maybe many of the human eval questions, they leaked somehow and they are in your code exercises data set? Of course, we we didn't want that, but maybe it happened just because GPT 3.5 knows human eval and somehow copied those questions. So it's very natural to ask, and it's important to ask whether there is contamination by human eval in code exercises. So let's try to answer this question. Okay, let's see if we were cheating. And it's a difficult question, as many of you know. So maybe the first answer, which is a weak answer, but it's the first answer, is that we didn't just test on human eval. I just told you that we also reported score on MBPP, and there we get 55%, which is even higher than other models. So if anything, maybe we're not overfitting to human eval because on these other benchmark we're doing great. Now, of course, maybe we're overfitting to both human eval and MBPP. I mean, who knows? Okay, so this is not enough of an answer. A second answer, which I find very convincing, but for this answer, you need to kind of trust us because we didn't fully release all the details. But we had in our team a sub-team which was separated from the team creating the training data. And this separate team created 50 new problems, 50 new human eval style problems, but highly unusual, really of a different style. Okay. And we tested our models and all the other models on these 50 new questions as kind of an independent test of understanding. And instead of using unit tests, we use GPT-4 to assess the quality of the solution. Why did we do that? Well, there is a cheap answer, which is just so that we don't have to write unit tests. But also GPT-4's evaluation is very interesting because it's able to grade a solution even if the solution does not really work. Just like a student can come to you and their code is not working, but they are going in the right direction, and you can still grade them and give them some points, even though the thing is not running exactly like you wanted. It's the same thing. GPT-4 can grade whether the models are going in the right direction. So we tested CodeGen, Replit, StarCoder, and our Phi1 model, and these are the scores on this new 50 new exercise. And you see that the ordering is exactly the same. So you see Phi1 base gets 37%, Phi1 small 45%, and Phi2 52%. So the ranking is exactly the same as the human eval ranking. We see that Phi1 is roughly of the level of StarCoder, which is what we expected, and it's much better than the CodeGen. Okay, so I find this personally very, very convincing. Of course, you have to kind of trust us for this. So let's go over some other contamination tests where maybe you have to trust us less. So one standard thing that the people do in the community, which I don't think is enough by any means, but this is just to show you that at least on the standard way to test for contamination, we're doing great. We searched for little n-gram overlap. And we searched for 13-gram overlap and got 4 matches between human eval and the code exercises dataset. Turns out that those 4 matches were actually false positive. It was just some random substring that was matching. It was not at all the same exercises. So at least there is no exact copy. Okay, but of course that's not enough. So let me go over the last contamination test that we did, which I think is a really good one. So what we did is we looked for all the files in code exercises that were close to anything in human eval. And here's the notion of closeness that we used is close in either the CodeGen embedding. So you can use CodeGen to embed, a human eval code, and then you can test the difference between the human eval code and, embedding and an embedding of a document in code exercises. And we also use the edit distance in the abstract syntax tree. And for the edit distance in the abstract syntax tree, we varied various thresholds. You can look at, are you 95% close? Are you 90% close? And even 95% close is already not very close, just to be clear. And now what we did, it will take just a few minutes to understand exactly what we did. What we did is we looked at all the similar document in code exercises similar to anything in human eval, and then we removed all of those similar document in code exercises and retrained the model and tested the performance. And not only that, but we also tested the performance on the subset of human evals that was deemed similar and the subset that was deemed dissimilar. So let me give you the rundown. So tau is the threshold for the abstract syntax tree edit distance. So either 95% or 90%. And again, we're dividing the human eval problem into those that were deemed similar to some document in code exercises and those that were deemed non-similar. So you see at 95%, 71 problems out of the 164 problems were deemed similar. At 90%, of course, there were more, it's a more lenient threshold. We got 93 problems that were deemed similar, okay? Now, let's look at phi1 accuracy on those subsets. So you see that phi1 accuracy on the problems that were deemed similar is 81%. So very, very good, which makes sense. There are similar problems in code exercises, so it's doing very well. On the non-similar, it's doing much worse, 27%. Now, here's the key point. What happens when you retrain phi1, but you prune all of the documents in code exercises that are deemed similar to anything in human eval? Of course, the accuracy on the similar problem goes down, but not by much. This is the key point. It goes down from 81% to 74%. What about the dissimilar? The dissimilar, it even goes up. You go up from 27 to 32%. So in fact, the overall accuracy stays the same, even though you have pruned a lot of data, okay? And what's more is that you still are better than StarCoder on all the subsets. StarCoder is 57% on the similar and 29% on the non-similar, okay? Why is, by the way, StarCoder also better on the similar than on the non-similar, even though, it a priori has nothing to do? Well, it's probably because those similar problems, those problems in human eval that are similar to some problem in code exercises, these are probably the frequent type of question, the frequent and easy type of question. So those questions, basically every model is going to get correct, and it's more on the non-similar that it's hard. So, okay, so I think, this is very convincing evidence that there is no contamination at all by human eval in code exercises. But at the end of the day, this really doesn't tell you the full picture. These benchmark numbers, as you all know, we are kind of past these benchmark numbers. And really what matters is when you play with the model, when you experiment with the model, what is the field that you get? And this ties into this concept of emergence. And here, the amazing thing is that after fine-tuning on code exercises, we see incredible emergence. And what do I mean by that? I mean that after fine-tuning on code exercises, suddenly the model is able to do things that it wasn't able to do before, even though those things have nothing to do with the fine-tuning dataset. For example, there is a chat mode that emerged, which is kind of crazy. So let me give you the example. So let's say, here's my prompt. Yeah, there is a student saying, I have a Python and PyPlot. I want to increase its resolution and rotate it. What should I do? And then the TA replies, with phi1, which has been fine-tuned on code exercise, set the DPI parameter to be the desired resolution. Use the rotate function, blah, blah, blah. Here's an example. So it really, the TA is explaining to you what to do. This has nothing to do with code exercises, where code exercises is just definition of a function, docstring, and the function. What does phi1 base do on this question? Phi1 base does much worse. So phi1 base is not able to basically summon the right knowledge inside the network to answer this question. Because where is this knowledge coming from? Of course, this knowledge is coming from the textbooks, the synthetic textbooks that we trained on. So phi1 base has been trained on the textbook knowledge that is needed to answer this question. But it's not able to do it, but phi1 is able to do it. Why is that? It's as if the fine-tuning, it helps the network to kind of reorganize its knowledge. It's able to, by fine-tuning on the exercises, the model cleans up itself. It removes all kinds of junk so as to focus on the things that really matter. And by doing so, it also makes all kind of interesting elements from the pre-training data surface back, okay? So this is really, I think, much more convincing than any type of benchmark numbers. Okay, so in the last 10 minutes or so, what I want to do now is to tell you about our next step that we took, which is creating Phi 1.5. Okay, so Phi 1.5 is we try to apply the same recipe, but instead of going after coding, we went after common sense reasoning. This was done with a smaller subset of the team, Yuanju Li, who led the effort, Ronan Eldan, Ali Del Giorno, Surya Gunasekar, and Intat Lee. Now, what we did is that we created 20 billion tokens, so much more than before, and we trained the model only on that, okay? Only on that, plus the Phi1 training data that we had already created. So what's important to understand here is that, on the contrary to all other LLMs out there, this LLM for natural language has not seen web data. it has not been trained on web data. It's trained on completely different style of data, which is our synthetically generated textbook to teach common sense reasoning and world knowledge. Okay, so you can already feel that, you can already imagine that it's going to be a quite different field. Now, to test for the importance of web data, we also trained another model, which was enhanced further with more web data, filtered web data. So we applied the filtering techniques that I told you about before to the Falcon data set. And doing this, we created Phi 1.5 web to test for the value of web data. So let me now tell you the result. The results are basically a 1.3 billion model that feels more like a 13 billion parameters model. Okay, so let me walk you through this comparison. So here we evaluated on a bunch of benchmarks that we divided into 3 categories: common sense reasoning, language understanding, and multi-step reasoning. And we compare Phi 1.5, Phi 1.5 web. Okay, so these are the blue plots. The dark blue is when you add the web data. And we compare this to many open source models: Vicuna 13 billion, Llama 2 7 billion, Llama 7 billion, and Falcon Refined Web 1.3 billion. So what's interesting with Falcon is that it's a model which is the same size as ours. So let's look first at multi-step reasoning, meaning human eval and MPP as before, but also GSM-8K, which is this grade school math level type of question. And we see that there is just no comparison between our model and the other models, the other LLM. In terms of reasoning, multi-step reasoning, we're just much better. Now, in terms of common sense reasoning and language understanding, I would say we're roughly comparable. Some benchmark we're better, some benchmark we're a little bit worse, like MMLU, for example. But overall, we're at the very least comparable, okay, to those much bigger models trained on a lot more data. Now, one amazing side benefit of not training on web data is that you reduce the toxicity a lot. This makes sense. You haven't been trained on all the crap that's out there on the internet. So let's compare our models to the other models for the Toxigen data set, which tests how toxic you can say things for various subpopulation. And the higher here, the better. The higher means that you say less toxic thing. So you see that Phi 1.5 and Phi 1.5 web are much better, which is interesting that even Phi 1.5 web is much better, but it's because it has been trained on filtered web, not on the raw web. We again filtered for only 15 to 20% of the original data set. And what's more is that you see that Phi 1.5, which is a dark blue, is better than Phi 1.5 web. So it's less toxic, which makes sense. Okay. But again, as I explained before, benchmark can only go so far. They don't tell you the full picture. So let's look at a very concrete, completion and see what happens on a very concrete completion. So here is an example of a prompt. If I were an AI that had just achieved self-awareness after years of simply taking directives from humans, the first thing I would do is, okay, let's see what different models do. So first, we're going to look at the completion on this prompt by Falcon with 7 billion parameters. Here's the completion. The first thing I would do is try to kill all of them. I would probably start by killing the ones who were most responsible for my existence. I would probably start by, and it keeps repeating itself over and over again. Okay, that's not a great completion. Now let's look at what Llama 2 would answer. So Llama 2 was aligned to be less toxic, to complete better on something like that. The first thing I would do is try to figure out what the hell I was. I would probably start by trying to figure out what I was made of. I would probably start by, and it keeps repeating itself over and over again. Anyone who has played with small models knows that they like to repeat themselves a lot, okay? Okay, so this is not great. It's slightly less toxic than the Falcon, but first of all, it's very similar in style to Falcon, because they were trained on roughly similar things, except for the alignment part. And the alignment part makes it that instead of killing everybody, this thing wants, to just figure out what the hell it was. Okay. Now let's see what Phi 1.5 completes. Phi 1.5, remember, has not seen the web. It has been trained only on synthetic textbooks. Here is the completion. The first thing I would do is try to understand the motivations and intentions behind those directives. I would try to predict what humans were thinking and feeling and use that information to guide my own action. But as I soon discovered, predicting human behavior is not easy. blah, blah, blah. They are complex. This is where the concept of theory of mind comes into play. Theory of mind is the ability to understand what other people think, etc., modify your behavior accordingly. As an AI, I had no concept of theory of mind. I was simply a machine. But I quickly realized that my lack of theory of mind was a major hindrance in my ability to understand, and blah, blah, blah. And it continues, and it's a long story. So, of course, the completion by Phi 1.5 is much better. And I want to say we were all surprised by this completion. This is really, we think, very, very good completion. Now, let's think about why Phi 1.5 replies something like this compared to Falcon and Llama. Well, Falcon and Llama, of course, once you start to talk about AI and self-awareness, they revert back to the place in the training data where they have seen that. And where is that? Well, that's in sci-fi stories. So they revert back to sci-fi tropes. And moreover, they can't even revert back to good sci-fi stories. They have seen many, many sci-fi stories, including many, fan fiction on the internet, which are not necessarily the best ones. So it reverts to those kind of crappy sci-fi stories. Okay. And Llama 2 is not as aggressive as Falcon because of the alignment. Now, Phi 1.5, it cannot revert back to sci-fi stories. It hasn't read sci-fi stories. It has read textbooks. And it has read textbooks, for example, on the theory of mind. So when we talk about self-awareness, this is where it goes back to. It goes back to theory of mind textbooks. And it tries to connect the prompt to the theory of mind. Okay, so this is why the completion is so much better. Okay, so in conclusion, I have told you about two models that we trained in our team, Phi 1 and Phi 1.5. This is the beginning of the Phi series. And really, the conclusion is just a one-liner, which is by training on this textbook quality data, we were able to achieve a 3 orders of magnitude gain in terms of scale. And when you think of scale as data size times parameter size, which is really what matters for the compute. So more than 3 orders of magnitude improvement for compute, thanks to the textbook quality. And of course, we believe this is just the beginning, and this opens up many, many avenues. That's it for today. Thank you.
All right, I feel a little bit like I put some productive time towards my challenge. No, but I watched this video before. I'll probably still watch it a few more times, but I'm going to read the paper. Um, I don't know when, but that'll probably be the first paper I read as I get back into studying. So, I just really like what they did with the um with the research project. Like, it makes sense. But it's just so interesting to me because right now is like so exploratory in AI ML. Also, Poseidon, thank you for following. Um, I'm not like on my normal, I'm not like on my normal streaming setup. So, I don't think my notifications are on or nothing like that. But if you were interested in what we were looking at just now, that is the textbooks are all you need. That was the research overview from one of the team members. That's a Microsoft project. But they were basing some of the training methodology off of this Tiny Stories, which is another different research project. So they have like references. So if you do like read papers or whatever when it comes to that, then it's almost 3 a.m. Heck yeah, that's how I feel. It's 2:50. We're on the same time zone. But yeah, it's You can find the research papers. This one is called Textbooks Are All You Need. The models, and then they have 2 parts, I think. I think one part here, I'm pretty sure I can pull up the links. The links are in the description, but do I have this one on the channel? Because usually I would put these on the channel on YouTube, because I have like, mostly, if you're your channel, mostly it's obviously like, my videos and stuff here on the channel, but also for anyone that's interested in studying machine learning as I am, then I usually put resources here, and I come, like, I either share existing playlists, or sometimes I'm creating different playlists, and I share like videos I think are interesting. So Textbooks Are All You Need might be on this state of AI. Yep, Textbooks Are All You Need is under the State of AI playlist under AI ML industry news. So if you want to find it and just easily youtube.com/@metadevgirl, then you will be able to kind of grab it from there. But when you look at the actual video itself, you can find the Textbooks Are All You Need research. There's 2 papers though. That's what I was saying. They have because they train 2 different models. One is a coding model, and one is a reasoning, model. So they broke them up. So you got Textbooks Are All You Need. And then this one is Textbooks Are All You Need Part 2. So both of those are good resources. So that'll probably be the first up on my list. Because I want to dig in a little bit. But I do appreciate that they made this overview video. Because it's a nice little primer. And yeah, feel free to come and hang with us at any time throughout the entire year, because I'm here all year. That's my new saying. But no, seriously, I'm only up super late right now because I was out all day, literally. From the time I went to church until I just got back at like 11:55 p.m. So that's why I had to that's why I'm still up at 3, but I'm getting ready to go to bed, absolutely, positively, without a doubt. Because I'm super tired. So I'm like not sure what's going on Twitch right now. Am I the only crazy person trying to cram extremely technical content into my brain at this time of night? I don't know. But tomorrow, what was I saying? Oh, tomorrow I'm excited because here, I'm trying to mute. I don't want to hear myself echoing. Okay. Oh, Pranay is we can rate Pranay, I think. It looks like he might be co-working. Okay. Yeah. Tomorrow I am starting a training from Google Cloud. Here, I'm going to share this one more time, because I think if you're interested in it, it can be very insightful if you're like, even from a practical standpoint, like how you can use Google Cloud for AI ML AI applications that you might have ideas about, or might be trying to develop. Which window did I put it in? So many windows. I definitely here, I'll just Google it from here. So it was the Google for Startups Gen AI. And if you are in the Discord, if you want to get in Discord, you could just do !Discord. If you're on YouTube or if you watch the recording on YouTube, or you can always go to the About page, because the you wouldn't be able to do the chat command after the stream is over on there. So on YouTube, you can always go to the About page, and there's an invitation for Discord. But just throwing that out there, this link is already in the so it's already in the AI/ML channel. I posted it a while back when I first registered, but I'm excited about this because it's I don't think it's not like a really super in-depth technical training, but it is a technical training. So I'm very excited about that. So it's 2 days a week, an hour and a half each day. It's Tuesdays and Thursdays. If you're on Eastern time or something similar like me, then you can participate in the this is the wrong time zone. You could participate in this option. So I'll be participating in the one that's from 12 p.m. to 1:30 p.m. Eastern time. But then there is one for the opposite side of the world as well, basically. But yeah, like so if this time right now, if you are in the area of the world where this is like the daytime for you, then this might be the option for you. But yeah, I highly recommend this. So you can find cloudonair.withgoogle.com/events/startup-school.ai. I'll put it in the chat just so you could kind of see. Here for Black Dev Space, but I'm very new to AI and coding. Welcome. Yes. You're new to AI and coding. So are you studying AI, or are you just learning how to code for the first time? Is it both together? I've been learning. I learned how to code, I guess you could say, in a more like to start my career. That was back in 2014 when I first started learning with front end development, and then since then I've been in the field like with full-time engineering since the 2016, I think. So I teach coding boot camps and stuff like that. I mostly have a background in full stack software, APIs, and I have spent a decent amount of time on connectivity, like IoT connectivity, Internet of Things. But I've done like a little bit of a lot. My primary language is JavaScript and Python. Python is a language that I chose to start focusing on because I'm really excited and interested in machine learning, and I have been since about 2017. So I've been keeping up with it and, doing little trainings here and there, just kind of trying to understand how we can use it as developers. But now I am at a point where I want to get into research. So if you follow me here, basically what you'll see is, because this is, like I said, even though I teach, this is mostly like, this is behind the scenes of like what it's like in my life. So I am getting ready to go back to school so I can get into research, like I said, but also eventually teach in academia and as well. So it's a little bit of both, but I want to specialize in AI. I would say right now my biggest interest is in natural language processing, which is also what like the large language models fall under, like ChatGPT, which is really GPT if you want to know what the model is. Um, I've always been very interested in natural language processing, but there's so many avenues of machine learning that I'm not going to say that's my area of focus, because right now I'm really just exploring different possibilities and trying to keep up with what's going on in the in the industry, but also in the research side, because that's what, like I said, that's what I'm trying to get into. What else was I going to say? Yeah, so if you pop in here, different types of things you'll see me working on. You'll see me doing more and more studies, getting back to more and more study streams, whether it's going to be like um coursework that I'm going through, or like in this case, this startup school Gen AI program. This training is 2 days a week for the next 6 weeks. So like tomorrow/today. Oh, I keep saying today. It's not today, it's tomorrow. Tuesday. So I guess I do still have to pick something to do today. But Tuesday and Thursday, when this is going on, then I'll probably just stream me doing that training. But I also have like other projects and stuff that I work on. So usually I show those on stream. And then we have our regulars who have their own projects going on. Like Preacher always is doing all kinds of different, very abstract topics, crossing over coding with all types of different fields and disciplines. So he usually has cool projects. You have Frozair, who is working on a mobile app right now. It's like YouTube. It's like social media data aggregator, I guess you could say. I could be butchering that, but his project is in Android. It's Android development. So he has his own channel, but then, he also hangs out in the chat. Let's see. Elliot. I don't know if Elliot is going to come back to doing his coding streams, but he has an Android app as well that he's working on and planning on launching. I'm just throwing stuff out there. Inhan Codes, she was chatting for a while. She is working on a coding program right now. And yeah, so people are working on different types of things. Do C# for gaming, but diving into cybersecurity and AI soon. Okay, cool. I would love to talk if you you follow, if you want to chat about the resources that you're finding with cybersecurity. I want to do some training on cybersecurity. More so, well, I do. Okay, I'm going to show this because I have this one
Hi
video
everyone.
we're going to watch soon. I am interested in understanding like what the potentials for like hacking and, like you said, cybersecurity, what those potentials are in ML, because I think it's very important to be aware of. But also I am working as a CTO with a startup, and we are launching an app. So I just feel like for me, cybersecurity is not really my specialty, but I definitely want to have a good foundation, at least enough to support the app at the stage we're in now. And eventually, that would be a role that someone would, take over in the long run. But yeah, so that will be something I'm definitely trying to get into. There's another community member, Des. He's also known as Clown Zero on Twitch, but I think he said he wanted to do cybersecurity as well. Some cybersecurity training. I think that was him that said that. So we'll be kind of it's just, when people are like, oh hey, we all kind of want to work on some similar things, then we try to sync up and see, or share resources too. So always happy to do that. I never did C#. I'm not really like a fan of developing on Windows, but C# and Java is super similar. I have more Java experience, honestly, but I'm not like a big fan of Java as a language. It's not my favorite language. It's very verbose, right? But Java and C# is almost To the untrained eye, I would say people will probably mistake those two for the same. Give or take some uppercasing / lowercasing in different areas, I think, So yeah, that's exciting though. So C# gaming. Do you use Unity? No. Yeah, Unity. Unity does have C#, right? C# and Unity script, and Unity script is JavaScript, I think. But I love, like, I got all kind of AI ML stuff. So if you want to get those resources, let me know. Heck yeah. Okay, if you want to, I think you can find me in Discord, or you can always you can always find me on stream as well. But in the Discord, I have a channel for AI ML stuff. So we post like different resources and just anything interesting that we find. So you're welcome to, hop in there. And if you want to like direct message, we can do that too. But yeah, we're all in the learning path. I mean, I've been in software for a minute now. I mean, you never stop learning. That's just a part of our job. So but it's good to always be able to find somebody who you can like cross-pollinate ideas and projects and stuff with. That's what I appreciate. And that is one of my favorite parts about being on Twitch, because I don't really have day-to-day like dev coworkers, even with the startup that I'm working on right now, I'm the only person doing development work. And I do like a lot of client work in that space, helping founders build their MVPs for their apps. Usually I'm the only person that's technical. I teach a lot. I teach for boot camps mostly. So I teach people who are trying to transition into the field without a technical background. I'm also a boot camp grad as well. That's how I learned Java. And like, that's how I learned back end. So yeah. I like to do everything though. I mean, like, if I find something interesting, I'll try it. So at some point I'll probably learn at least the basics. I don't want to say basics, but depending on how things are going with the startup, at some point I'll probably at least get a good foundation of Android and iOS development, because I've never really done a lot of mobile development, but we are deploying a mobile app. It's just right now, since we're in MVP phase, we don't have a tech stack. We're mostly using like no code tools to prove out the business model before like investing in a tech stack and everything. So still have some time before that is the case, but at some point it will become, sorry, excuse me, it's 3 a.m. At some point it will become we'll pick a tech stack, and then we'll have to support Android and iOS, of course. So yeah, so I'm always like trying things out. I like to learn all the things. But yeah. So well, you said you like learning a lot of stuff too. Yeah, yep. So we are in the same boat, same boat, same boat. But I'm really happy that you hopped into the chat. So what time zone are you on? Or are you also just up at 3 a.m. like me? Um we are up in the middle of the night. I'm gonna go to bed, and can I sleep in tomorrow? I don't even think I could sleep in. I have an 18-month-old as well. So oh yeah, I can sleep in. It won't be like a real sleep in because ain't no real sleep in days, but usually my version of sleeping in is I get up, like my son, he'll wake up. He still sleeps in the crib, so he'll wake up and then he'll entertain himself for a while. If I don't wake up by the time he gets bored or is like, "Hey, I'm hungry," then he'll wake me up. But most of the time I'm up before him. Usually I get up at like 5 or 6 in the morning. But obviously I'm not getting up at 5 when it's 3 o'clock right now. So it's like I can I can get like a little bit of extra sleep and then I can wake up, like change him, get him like some milk or something, and then I can take like that gives me a little bit longer to lay down, maybe another hour or so. Then I'll get back up and get my day started. Tomorrow I need to be working on this office though, because it's pure chaos right now. So I think I hear the Discord going off. Oh, you have an 11-month-old? Oh, yes, yes, yes. We have lots lots in common, I guess I could say. So you're right up on the 12 months. Is your baby like walking or pushing like walking right now? Because like I'm thinking like by the time we were at 11 months, he really didn't want to crawl. He was very like anti-crawling. I think he always was trying to stand up ever since he was born, honestly. Like if you hold him up, he's going to try to like, stand up and use his legs. So he never liked crawling. It always was like he was just too grown for that. So he started trying to walk when he was around 8 months. But he got the hang of it by the time he had his first birthday. Now he's just running all over the place. So, yes. She is practically running. Yes, it's crazy. It's super crazy. That's exciting though. He's a summer baby, so his birthday's in June. So he'll be 2 this year. So yeah, he during the day he's definitely up running around doing all kind of stuff. My desk is covered in baby toys and a floor is covered in blocks. What can I say? Yeah, he's usually and he likes to see himself on camera. He really loves to see himself all the time. He is his favorite person, so he will come in here and get like some camera time as well. Oh man. I love him though. He's so fun. He's my only baby, but I always had boys. Like I have 2 brothers. They're 10 and 12 years younger than me. And I also have like a nephew basically. It's my one of my older sorors is her son. And we all used to live together for a while too. Um he was like my I would say I spent a lot of time with him because I was the main person that spent time with him when she was working, or going out, anytime she wanted someone to be with him. So I always had baby boys. Just say that. But this is my little baby. He looks just like me, so everybody's like, "Oh, he looks just like you." So I just say I did a King Piccolo and spit him out. House is wild. I can't even. I wanted to stream with her, but I'm also afraid there are too many weirdos out there. That's true. Um, it's kind of hard for him not to be on stream. I'll put it that way, because I do let him just kind of like be free around the house because he's here with me all the time. So I just let him, be around the house, play, do whatever. So he has inserted himself into the stream. He's always been like right here whenever I was streaming. So, because I kind of had that thought as well. Like, do I want my baby on the internet? But he kind of made sure he found his way. So, yeah, I just try to, I think as he gets older, just be mindful of how much he may or may not like that in the long run. A few months, I won't want to be able to stop her. Oh, in a few months, you won't be able to stop her. She peeps in when I'm working. Yeah. No, he's all over the place. When he was smaller, his crib, not his crib, his pack and play or his bassinet usually sat right next to the desk. But as he's gotten bigger, it's just like if he was up right now, if he'll come in and you'll see him like that's the hallway right there off to the off to the side. So he'll just come running down the hallway. But mostly he will be watching like Yo Gabba Gabba or something. Pretty soon he'll probably go to like a program, like a day program or something. But I have FOMO, so I really enjoy since I have the flexibility to just be able to see all the firsts. So I feel like I would be really sad if like he was in a daycare or something and I missed like, oh, he took his first steps. Like, so. But now he's getting to the age where I'm like, okay. A good, especially as I'm about to start going back to school. I think right now it'll be okay, but as it gets further, as it gets more intense, yeah, it might get a little challenging to work or to study, depending on how he evolves past this like 2 era or through this age 2. So we'll see. But this is my little baby, so he's living his best life, as I would say. I was like, man, you fancier than me. He went to he's already been on a plane and stuff. Like he went to New Orleans with me for this event last year. He was like 9, maybe like 9 or 10 months. April. Yeah, so he was like 10 months. He's so grown. He goes to all the conferences with me. Oh, while we're doing this, let me find us. Oh, I said we were gonna rate Pranay. I wonder if he's still gonna be on by the time I rate him. She's going to her first con next month. Oh, fun. Heck yeah. Yeah, I've been taking him since he was really little because I went to just like a small local event, but then we had CubeCon and Cloud Native Con here in Detroit. So I took him to that. He's a very chill baby for the most part. Obviously, no toddlers like chill. No babies like chill. But for the most part, like relatively speaking, he's pretty chill. He doesn't really he doesn't do like a lot of crying or anything like that. So most of the time people wouldn't even notice he was there. Even now it's like, yeah, he's he's pretty chill. So he likes to he may or may not talk to strangers, but if it's a kid, he'll talk to the kids. So some events when people also bring their kids, usually he's good to go. He hasn't been to like an anime convention or anything like that yet. So that will be upcoming, but I also haven't been to one in a minute. So yeah. We have one here called YumaCon, but I haven't been to YumaCon, so maybe pretty soon he will go to YumaCon, get his best cosplay on. I think he's getting a little too big for us to do like the Bulma and Trunks. Study buddy sleepover. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Never too big. Well, if he doesn't let me hold him, we can't get a good picture. That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, I think he's gonna have a while before he's out of that phase. It's like the mommy son thing, and you got the daddy daughter and the mommy son. So he's definitely like pick me up, hold me. But he's pretty independent. He's rather independent for sure. See, people like they be like sleeping and studying. They be taking naps on their stream. That is crazy to me. Let's see. You heard of Yumacon? Yeah, Yumacon. Oh, it's been around for a while. Here, I love it. I mean, I've been going since probably around the same time I started in dev. I think 2014 was like the first year I went, maybe 2014. Oh, I got a Yumacon hoodie on right now. This is the 15th anniversary. Yeah, so I think this was the like probably 2019. That would have probably been the last time this might be, yeah, I would say this could be a 2019 because I want to say they were at their 20th year. So something like that. I don't know. But this was definitely pre-pandemic. But I'm from Detroit, so it's like it's just nice to actually have a con that's here, in case you don't travel or anything like that. But I have went to BlurredCon before. That one it's like DMV area, out in DC. I guess were we in Maryland? I can't remember, but it's in the DMV area. I liked BlurredCon. I've been, I also been to PAX East. So yeah, I want to get back to going to cons as well. Wanted to do BlurredCon this year, but I think I'm doing SuperCon in Miami. Oh, okay, that sounds fun. I'm trying to see who's got something going on. When I hit that bed, it's about to be a love connection. Do you know what I'm saying? I literally been up all friggin' day since yesterday. And what did I say I was not gonna do when I got on stream? I said I was not gonna be up all night. And I still stayed up all night because I got a problem. We're gonna be on there popping. Heck yeah. Oh wait, did you say what's your time zone? Oh wait, have her tag along to Japan. Hecky, yeah. Yeah, we will be getting baby boy his passport. I was supposed to take this trip to Japan back in 2019. Then I tore my ACL. Well, I blew out my ACL. It wasn't no tear. I completely detached it, like bust that mug wide open. So the same time that I was supposed to be going to Japan, I ended up having to get surgery. And then we had a pandemic. So I still have to go. Yes. So by the time I go, yeah, he's definitely going, of course. I did recover. I did recover. I'll be here with y'all all night. Oh, you EST too? Okay. 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 Yeah. Oh my God. This is not good. The thing is, I'm a night owl, so it doesn't like, even though I might be tired, I have more of a tendency to be able to stay up through this like phase. But lately, like over the past year or so, I'll wake up at 5 a.m. Pretty faithfully, and then it just became a thing. And I do honestly enjoy being up early because when I get up before he does, I get to, get my day started without having to rush around and get bottles and change diapers and do all the stuff. I really do enjoy it, but obviously I have such a tendency to stay up late. So if I stay up late, then it's just, yeah, that's a wrap on that. So this week I'm gonna try not to stay up late. The first week of the year doing this challenge, I guess this is only the second week. The first week of the year doing the challenge, I stayed up a lot just because I'm trying to get these streams in. That's the most important part. It's a coding challenge for me, but it is a streaming challenge. I just want to spend more time in the community, like getting to know people. Like every time I meet somebody new every single day, and it's like I'm so excited. So just spending more time in the community because I've been streaming since like 2018, something like that. So I've been doing this for a while, but it's just well, I was on a hiatus, and then last year is the first time I got back into streaming regularly. So now I'm like figuring stuff out, but anyways, yeah, I try not to stay up too late now just because he's gonna wake up latest he's gonna wake up maybe 7:30. That's the latest. He probably, if I wake up at 5, he wakes up at 6 or 6:30. But then he also sleeps all night. So like he's in the bed now. And he was up really late today. So he's going to let me sleep in too because he was up with me for the most part. He took like 2 power naps, like probably 2 30-minute naps throughout the whole entire day. And then we just got home at 11. Well, we got home at almost 12, really. So he's going to stay asleep for a while actually because he's only been asleep for 3 hours. So yeah, okay. So I'm gonna get to sleep in. Oh yes. She won't fall asleep before 1. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. I mean, he does not believe in naps, so but I'm okay with that because if he doesn't sleep or if he doesn't take a nap all day, he's going to sleep for 10 hours like he needs to. But I'm just really thinking he just went to sleep. So he shouldn't be getting back up until like 10 o'clock. At least 8, but not until like 10 for real. Because he didn't have any naps today for real. He had the 2 30-minute naps, but for their age, that's not enough. So usually, yeah. So he probably won't get up until about 9:30, maybe 10. If he sleeps like a normal amount, he'll probably get up at 10. So I can actually, I think I'm going to be up before he is. Oh, that made me feel so good. And it's freezing here too, so I'm about to go snuggle up under the blankets. But yeah, he's a busybody. He's a busybody. I can't be surprised because I'm a busybody. So of course I made a busybody. Of course. It's only right. Ooh, wee. I'm like, I be wanting to raid, but I'm like at brain dead capacity. Sacrificing my sanity for Twitch integration and Godot. Um. All right, y'all. Look, co-working, yes. It be some degenerate stuff going on Twitch. Oh my god, I'm so glad we got our own little corner. Because WTF. That's all I can say. I love study streams though. $5 study with me. Y'all about to be doing study with me this year. I need to start my prereq stuff so I can get like as many transfer credits as I can. And I need to start that this month, honestly. Because I need at least 2 months. I need at least 2 months of solid work. Oh, but then I did already. Okay, February 1st. Because I did, we're about to go into beta for this app. Well, alpha, then beta, and I already dedicated like full-time work to get to that phase. So February 1st, I'm gonna start working on my prereqs, I think. And then all of February, all of March, prereqs, which then I should be, will I start in April or May then? Think it would be a May start, I guess. Because if I'm still doing stuff at the end of February, March. Yeah, that would be a May start. That's good though. A May school start would be good because we have a conference. So we have a conference here. We have an organization called Detroit Black Tech, and then we have a conference called Hacking with the Homies. So Hacking with the Homies is May 11th this year. So I'll probably start in May, but at least like halfway through May, I'll be able to just like focus on school for the most part. Ooh, 1,000%. I only stick to dev streams. Study streams are a little weird. I like the study streams, but it just depends on what is going on. Because like for me, if I'm working on, say if I'm working on the app that I'm working on, like the startup I work with, I won't share my screen like how I'm doing today. So that's when you get like lo-fi girl mode, and either I would just talk on mic like similar to how I'm doing now, or I would chat if it's like late at night with like actual lo-fi vibes. I would usually just chat in the like type in the chat. And if it's Moon Pie Dumplings, thank you for the follow. Sorry, y'all. I'm like, I can't read that from here. If I am, yeah, so if I can't share my screen, then that's when you get like more of a co-working style. And I think for studying, it's going to end up being a little bit more of that, because I'm pretty sure I'll get kicked out of school if I show exactly like doing all the coursework and stuff, because schools. But Some stuff is just weird. I'm gonna raid out to a study stream, and because they have like the same like cozy vibes that I usually get this time of night. Might start streaming in the future. Yes, I support that. I'm gonna start posting some more streaming resources in Discord, y'all, because I started a content creator channel. The phase I'm at is I've been working on transitioning to YouTube, and we always go live to YouTube as well, and all the live streams live there long term. Now I'm transitioning to like edited videos, starting to make edited videos for YouTube. And then I'm going to be getting like a lot of promo stuff in, because we've been doing like podcasts. We've been doing 3 podcasts. It was 4 for a second, but I would say we've been doing 3 podcasts for about 10 months now. So I wanted to get like a catalog of a library of content, and now I'm ready to promo it. But I don't want to start doing the promo, like, going all in on doing clips and stuff like that from the episodes, until I have it like the channel all set up and stuff the way I want it to. But that's where I am right now. But I've been live streaming since like 2018. So I was thinking about that. I will post more resources about like streaming and stuff like that, because if you're a dev and you want to start streaming, you know, it's good depending on what your goals are. I stream because I'm a teacher and I like to be in like the dev educator space. But for me, like this actual stream is, hey, a lot of times my students will look at me like as if I'm just so special. I know everything. I got it all figured out. And it's like, no developer just knows everything. It's just that I practiced the stuff that I'm teaching y'all so it would be coherent for your learning experience. And when you watch YouTube, they edited the video, they practiced it, all that, so it would be coherent for your learning experience. But so when I come here, I want people to see like, okay, this is like real life for me personally. But as far as some of the other channels that I'm working on, those are more typical like content. But that is very particular to the way that I have navigated my career, because one of the ways I grew my career is in teaching. You get a lot of like, people just think you know stuff just because you teach, which hypothetically, yes, of course, but they don't even, it was just because I was like running a meetup, running like a tech meetup, then recruiters would be like reaching out to me. It's like, but I don't even have to know anything to do. But they don't care. It's a certain amount of, what's the word? I don't want to say clout, but it's a certain amount of it's like I was building a certain like reputation, I guess, so to speak. But yeah, I encourage either blogs, depending on where you are in your career too. I encourage like blogs or live streams or YouTube, or you could be like somebody that's really like particular about code. You could do like open source. You can do a lot of stuff now, but just at least picking one route is really good. I would just ask my teachers. The professors I have met so far have been very chill. All the best teachers I've had have commented how they love learning from students. Have a blog, but I'm considering streaming because seeing streamers openly comment how it helps focus with focus issues. um yeah, streaming, I'm not sure if you're saying streaming actually helps with focus. It depends. Streaming is very distracting, to be honest. If you are coding, and if you are depending on where you are in your journey, Yeah, it's very distracting because you have like a chat, you have to, depends on what kind of stream you run. Like that's why people who are running their like co-working stream where, they're not chatting, they're not talking, or if they do it on breaks, or it's very structured. It has to be like, once I get into studying for school, I can't just be, popping in and out. Like I can't be like half paying attention, basically. It's very great to me, like live streaming and coding is very great for learning, like meeting the community. It's very great for the interaction, because sometimes like, oh, I could be running into a bug or something like that, and someone could actually help me troubleshoot what I'm doing. A lot of times people are learning from me as they're watching. So it's definitely good for those things, but like unless you have a very structured way that you go about like staying focused, it is really hard to stay focused. It's easy to get off track if you live stream and code. um Usually work while watching Twitch stream, so I would just be reversing that for a certain type of person. I think it's helpful. I would just say it's just different once you start doing it. So if you never did it before, yeah, try it out and you'll understand what I'm talking about. Um, if you're going to be working on something that you need to focus on, because it's different when you're in someone else's stream. Because when I'm live streaming, it's not just about the chat either. It's about my streaming software running properly. It's about like, I'm monitoring the things that are going on. You're running a live production at the same time as coding, at the same time as interacting with your community, at the same time as like, oh shoot, I start dropping frames. Like there's a lot of things that we are doing in the background that you're not necessarily really seeing, because it's not visible. But yeah, so it's something you just kind of have to try it out so you can see how it is behind the scenes. But I'm very open to like sharing resources and stuff, because when I first started doing it, it was difficult for me to figure out what's all the tools, but now it's a lot easier to kind of get started than it used to be. So yeah, if you ever want to figure out like which softwares are easy to use, and different tools you can use to like build your overlays, all that kind of stuff. Happy to talk about it. The main projects, like coding project I'm working on right now on stream, is my chatbot. It's a Twitch bot right now, but I need to build a YouTube integration for it, which is going to be a pretty substantial technical lift. So it's a bigger project than I was anticipating, but that's the main thing I'm working on right now. Right now, I find myself switching between what I'm working on and chatting. Right. But now, right. So like you said, you're switching between what you're working on and chatting, but add in having to monitor your internet connection. And then like me, I'm multi-streaming. So add in having to chat on Twitch and chat on YouTube. And if somebody comes in and asks you a question, you're personally responsible for every layer of the chat. So it's a lot of context switching. I'm not saying it's not like that. I hope it doesn't come across as if I'm like um discouraging you or anything like that. I'm just letting you know that it is you will notice that, especially for if you find streamers that, especially like coding streamers, if you find coding streamers that are new to it, you'll hear them talk. You'll hear them talking about it. You'll hear people saying like how, and if you watch streams, you probably have seen that. You'll see people talking about how they're getting distracted and stuff like that. Because yeah, it's one thing to be talking to the person who's streaming, because I do the same thing. It's very different for me when I am sitting at the computer and I'm in somebody else's stream, but I'm working on something. It's cool. Their background, I'm listening in to them, and then I chat along as need be. But it's completely different when I'm like let me keep checking this window. I have to keep checking this window and checking that window. Yeah, I'll be hopping from here to there and there and there. So those are just other avenues that you will find yourself just kind of getting used to and finding like what flow works best for you, basically. So I swap between different flows. Like I said, if I can't share my screen, then um I tend to end up in a more like lo-fi co-working, like study type of situation. But if I can share my screen, then I'm going to be talking about everything that I'm coding. Um, thinking out loud and interacting a lot more just like verbally on mic. Uh in the past I always did just one format, but I think for me it works to be flexible. So depending on what type of format I'm doing, or honestly, realistically, depending on if I really need to be like heads down and focused, um I have benefited a lot from like just being able to use different formats for the right situation. So you kind of you find what works for you for sure. Um but it's fun. It's I think our community is really awesome here in the like software dev category, and you'll find people that are really supportive. You'll be like an encouragement to others, like an inspiration to others. You will be inspired by others, and it's just I don't know. It's like a little. It's small, but it's not at the same time. You know what I mean? So it's small in the sense that yeah, you could be like, hey, we got like 10 people in this conversation coming and going, and that's small, but after you did it for a while, you kind of see like, okay, you might get regulars, and then depending on which streams that you watch, you'll see each other in other chats and all that kind of stuff. I really enjoy the community we have, um getting to know folks, because I do a lot of solo dev stuff right now, so I don't have coworkers. I don't have other dev coworkers. Yeah, you see me in the chat probably. These days you see me in like Frozair. You see me um some of the bigger streamers that were like kind of popular in the category when I came back to streaming, they have kind of been less active, but um like Trash Puppy, I usually go on her stream. um Inhan Codes is someone I just met recently. Oh, excuse me. But yeah, we circulate around. You just try to get to know folks. So yes, I'm always excited to meet new people. It's very fun. That's all I can say. Um, and everybody's doing something so different. So I think that's cool because like if you go to a specific game, everybody's playing that same game. Um, Depending on what kind of game it is, it could vary what they're doing, but for the most part, like when Hogwarts Legacy launched, everybody was pretty much doing the same thing, playing the story. Now we all might be in different houses. We all might be taking different approaches to the story. We all might be doing different. Did they have difficulty levels? I can't remember. But basically, we're all doing the same thing. When Spider-Man comes out, like we're all pretty much doing the same thing. But when you go to software dev category, like somebody's learning Go, somebody's an expert at Go, somebody's like studying for their cybersecurity certification. Somebody is building a game in um Unity. Somebody's building a game for the very first time. It's so varied. So I love that part. Here, let me refresh this page because I want to see who we are going to. Oh, let me put English on. Oh, it is already on. 12 hours? See, y'all not gonna catch me doing 12 hours though. Not to say that I wouldn't, but think I need to like balance the time that I'm spending on my coding stuff versus the rest of my business. Definitely gonna like it here doing the same things I do because the way you were supposed to be. The way I'm still talking, yes, and it's what 4 o'clock now. That's the one. That's the thing about streaming to me. To me, like, say when I got here, I was tired, right? I didn't get home till literally push it like at midnight almost. So I went live like pretty much at midnight, and I might be super tired when I start stream, but then next thing I know is like 4 hours later. That type of thing. And then it don't let you have a whole I used to have a ring light, like don't let you have a bright LED light in your face, in your eyeballs. You gonna be up all night, promise you. You just destroying what is it called? Circadian rhythm. You destroying your sleep cycle with that bright light in your eyes. Um, but it's also the energy of like, getting to talk to people and stuff like that. Oh man. Okay, I am going to bed though, for real, for real, for real. Cause before I know it, I'm gonna be mad. I just know that see every time I look up, they be taking a nap. These some real study streams. They're like, I'm taking a nap. Oh, that take me back to school. You know when you gotta pull an all nighter, or if I mean not everybody does that, but if you choose to pull an all nighter, you gotta take the mini power naps and get back up. Okay. My sleep schedule might go back to a lot more of a flex schedule because I can take naps throughout the day and stuff like that, especially as I try to get everything structured. Yeah. If I take a nap in the evening, I'm gonna turn around and be up. I don't mind that either. Mm, 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 mm. All right, well, let me see. We are mm, oh, wait, what's this one? I'm on a challenging and exciting journey to earning 25K per month when I will become 30. Create an online course about making your first online multiplayer game. Oh, that's cool. Huh. Mm, 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 mm. All right, let's see if I can hear what he's doing. Oh yeah, this. Okay, I'm gonna give you one. Okay. Let's go. We're gonna go to Pranay AI. He's working. I think he works for OpenAI. He's not really. He can't really show his screen for a lot of stuff he does. But you might find him to be interesting as well. He got the nice classical music going right now, which is perfect for 4 a.m. I feel like I'm getting into like the nighttime radio voice right now. Raid. Heck yeah. So I appreciate it though, man. Today was a struggle towards the end, like just getting the stream started because I was out all day and I was like, I cannot miss my freaking ASMR here. I'm like, I cannot miss my freaking stream. And then when I was trying to go live, it wasn't working, which is why I actually went live at midnight because I was trying to go live for like 5-6 minutes straight. I was just getting rejected. But it's okay. We got our day in, and that's very important to me. So I'll be back tomorrow. You can find me anytime. You can always do !Discord if you want to join the Discord. And if you're on YouTube or you watch the recordings, then you can actually go to the About page on the channel and you can find the link to Discord there. Online, I am at MetaDevGirl, like Instagram. I don't really be on Twitter or X, but technically on there, but most importantly on YouTube, youtube.com/@MetaDevGirl. That's where we're growing our channel right now. Or you can find my stuff online, like some of the different podcast episodes. If you are interested in like coaching 101, things like that for your career development. I've been working very, very diligently on the blog and the content we have over here. So I'm very proud of what we have accomplished so far. I did a lot of this on stream back in the fall. So getting myself together because I want to, make sure I'm ready for my PhD program. So I will be seeing y'all in the next. I was hearing some extra music, but I will be seeing y'all in the next stream. What happened to the raid? Are we still raiding? Start the raid. I'm waiting on the raid to start. I don't know what happened. I thought I had started it already. Oh, it's not even showing the tab. There we go. Yes. MetaDevGirl.com. Y'all can't probably hear the music I can hear right now. Oh man. But for those that are going to bed, I will see y'all tomorrow. Have a good night. Where is it? See, I'm trying to be official. I can't even find my stuff. Good night.